go for the what is usually most likely a 2-2 formation, and that's what's happened here.
Yeah, and this is what makes it so powerful. Weaponry isn't there for the CT side right now. They're hunkering down. They're holding towards the apartments in the pit. Poison does not have his AWP, but he does have an incendiary. A smoke grenade's available.
20 seconds.
20 seconds. If he can get it down, there might be a chance here. They're pulling this one back. Good grenade as well. Poison's doing enough. Strong HE. Has to go towards the corner now. This is the final test. Na'Vi will get the bomb planted. He can't deny it, but he's staying alive in the 3-on-3, just holding that real estate.
Trying to smoke himself out, not necessarily to help Na'Vi, as you would have... Oh, actually, it does extinguish their Molotov as well. An aggressive line from Perfecto gets caught. Poison doing everything to just delay, but are they ready for that spot? It's Electronic tucked in on the corners. 2v2 now. Blame has to close the gap and finds the necessary frag. Boomich to clutch. He only has 23 points of health, excuse me. And being pushed in by 2. Has to be precise with the first, he won't get it. And Complexity with just enough time for the defuse.
Would have liked him just to hide at that point. I feel like that could have been a chance. They overlooked that one position because it was so unique in terms of their post-plant position he had chosen there. Had he maybe just held up, got one kill that wasn't defusing there, could have been enough. Went for the swing instead. You've got to give it a go, and doesn't work out for him. Complexity, remember off that saved AK, managing to open things up here. That was from Rush. Gave him the confidence to kick things off in this manner, and they do stick the landing. It's Poison dropping the smoke and the tenacity that wins him the round there. The fact he stays alive so long buys him enough time to get players there, and they went out in the clutch. A very important one, but money is still weak here. Luckily, they have got a couple of Kriegs available to them. Master Robo and Electronic pushes past the Flames.
If they can deny Na'Vi from getting the plant in this round, as Electronic flirting with the edge of that smoke, and somehow he gets the better of Config there. How?
I don't know. He is doing some unspeakable things on the server right now. That Krieg of his, it's dialed all the way up to 11. It's insane.
I'm not even certain. Like, Config should have had all the advantages in the world in that situation. I know it's a left eye peek, right? Because he was at the top and he was only showing the left eye first. But coming out of the fringe of that smoke, Electronic is also having to be left eye peeking, right?
Sure.
So it must have been a pre-fire.
You're flabbergasted.
That right there is almost the game-winning entry if they're able to convert this round.
If they're able.
They're going for that mid-control. There is a big question mark still. This round is still very much in the balance. 40 seconds remaining. Poison hasn't had to operate with the orb too much in the CT side. Haven't really had the resources to, but that's not bad. He sticks for the second, though. I don't think I agree with that. That quick kill was a bit of a heist. I feel like knife out, get back, hold the defensive lines. You've kind of equaled things out at that point. The Fatty gives himself up, and they lose the situation they found themselves in. Is disappointing. 20 seconds, final finish towards A here. Molotov will actually hurt Rush a lot, down to 1 HP, but he survives somehow. If he gets one kill out of this, it's enough.
15 seconds. It will be enough if he gets one and he's in the perfect position to do it. Already Blame onto 1. He's pre-firing. He's trying to keep them at bay. Flamey can't get this player off and they're going to fall back. Just like that, Rush surviving could very well have been the outcome to pull home 14th.
Oh, why did he move out of the pit for? Okay, that's fine. The fact they pull him back, we'll take it. But he had every opportunity to survive there. He did retreat. Unfortunately, didn't work out.
Here we go.
Electronic. Have a look. I'm looking at the left.
Yeah, watching configs. Oh, you can't see anything.
So he definitely catches him. So it's just like, you can see from config, he sees a lot less than Electronic.
That's so strange, isn't it?
We're on GoTV, so it's not like for like what the players are seeing.
That's true. The smoke's a little bit different.
Just to note that, but it does give you an indicator that Electronic had the advantage at least.
Okay, wow. I did not expect that to be coming on through. That's a nice new one there to potentially be learning about, because they have been throwing that smoke to extinguish the Molotov time and time again. Maybe the smoke's intentionally as well, if it doesn't actually extinguish the Molotov, uses a bit of a one-way. Yeah, that's a... or maybe I'm an idiot. Let's hope it's the former.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
If it was the latter, we might be in a bit of trouble here. But now Na'Vi are in a little bit of trouble, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. They're going to bring out the simple orb on the T side for the first time here. Flamey and Perfecto haven't shown up to this one, but Boomich, Electronic, and Simple certainly have. It's a 3-man army right now, looking to get to map point on their opponent's pick. Smoke down toward the deep of Banana. We are going to see a bit of a rebuttal from Electronic, just throwing grenades up, showing presence, but not actually committing towards a barrel position here. Just gets himself in towards the logs. He knows there's a chance of a late airstrike towards that position, so decides to go back.
Can't blame him.
Both teams are screwed at the end. Like whoever loses this round going into the last, strap for cash. They got nothing.
You could say the winner of this round likely wins the first map.
we could say that.
Let's see. So NAVI, they've been running time right down to the point of a 15-19 second mark. It's been getting a bit crazy towards the A site. I'm intrigued to see if they give themselves just a little bit more of a cushion to deal and to flush out players. For example, like Rush, who did manage to just about keep his health bar full.
I did want to keep my eye on that arch-sided smoke, and they've just lined it up. They've actually just dropped it, so this looks like it's going to be a fake on it this time round. You see that arch-sided smoke has just dipped. We highlighted this much earlier in this half, and as we can see by the map, well, the bomb is actually headed back towards the B site.
Yeah, and yet they look to pincer in. Great shots from Blame. Double kill. Rush onto Flamey as well. That's the entire A side of this B hit. I promise it makes sense. And now Poison's holding on towards B. He's going to get caught out. Spot Simple, and already the frag from Config should confirm it. Simple's burning away, and Poison doesn't even have to peek.
You might be right. He'll be falling back here. Simple has to hold on to the AWP. 10 seconds remaining. It's going to be Complexity posting.
They should chase.
Map point first. They should chase, and they're going to, Chad. 3 players actually encroaching his position. He's gone down. That's massive. It's going to be Complexity now removing that AWP. Lost bonus not really there. It's going to be a third stage for Navi. That's $2,400 per player. And they do have a little bit of residual cash on Electronic and Simple. They've got enough for 1 AK-47 or Krieg, Galil's, SMGs, Deagles, that sort of thing. You get the picture as Navi take their first tactical timeout now in round number 30.
Comes down to this, my goodness. 1 minute 55. We thrust onto the clock, and we will wait to see how Navi intend to make Deagles and 3.5K enough to secure overtime. This was Complexity's map pick. If you have joined us, missed the pre-show, we had both Blame F from Complexity and Boomich from Navi, in-game leaders in their respective teams, talking a little bit about this game, and we learned an awful lot. And we're going to be seeing if Complexity, all of that hard work, is going to culminate in their map victory.
Ooh, Simple's actually...
They've set... Now, I remember a year ago, this was quite the opposite of what Navi would be doing, but instead it looks like they've invested their rifles into their 2-star players.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
It does.
It does all come together when you think about it. So we'll see whether they can actually close this out and take us to overtime. You've laid down some nice context, Alex, but the grenade does have some gravitas attached to it. Takes Electronic down to 43. Blame F off angle now to challenge with this Krieg. Happy to do so.
Don't do it, Electronic.
And he's got low HP as well, Chad. You do have to question that one. I guess he was hoping to find an AWP on the other side, but essentially just offers himself up for free.
He has to be the bottle opener for the team. He's been the one finding a lot of entry frags throughout. But look, I understand why he's gone for it, thinking that no one else is going to do it. This is my job. I need to find the frag. But going down that early, the AK needs to be retrievable.
It was underwhelming, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he wasn't expecting that double nade to chunk him on down at the start, unfortunately. But it does look like this will just be an all-in towards the B-bomb site.
Yep.
See if Simple can get some kills. That's the strat.
This is the Molotov towards Emo. It's back right, and Blame F is there. It won't take him down. So that certainly will. Simple's been removed, and the Molotov has actually made things uncomfortable. Hasn't landed perfectly here. It looks like Complexity have done enough. Couple more players to find as Config throws out the flashbang. It's just a formality at this point. Surely they won't be able to get themselves back into it. He just needs to buy time. Flash is coming through. USB drawn. Headshots delivered, and it will be 16 of 14 for Complexity. They pick up Inferno. It's their map pick against the #1 team in the world right now. NAVI will topple in the first map.
top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world. I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world. I want to conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world. I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world. I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world. I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world. I want to conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world. I feel on top of the world right now. Shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'm a dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting the blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, not everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Embrace your destiny, slay your enemy, raise a legacy. No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energies. Pull yourself back together and staying off track forever. Child of the nation, go seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be day of victory, time for history. Reverse the tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come, you're hearing the sound of the drums. It's too late to backtrack, get back, you're back now. Keep your feet on the ground and stand up. You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, 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 out. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the ESL Pro League season number 11. It's just going to be me at the stand-up this time round for your hot match of the day. We've got NAVI versus Complexity. Map number 1 was Inferno, and if you missed it, well, this is kind of how it went down. This is the round timeline for you here, and as you can see, a 16-14 game all the way down to the wire. There was a lot of moments there where NAVI looked like they were going to get their individual form to carry them across, but we were extremely impressed with what Complexity were able to do from a strategic and counter-strategy point of view. I want to run you through one of their strategies here, which it's an old school one. We're going to get this one going. It's actually over on the A bomb site. So what I first of all want to do is set you up with a bit of context. So they've already got halls and boiler control. All the boring defaulting around has already happened. You can get straight into the action. You can see 3 individuals, Config, Poison, and Mr. Blame F. Oh, I can't get my third circle to work. They're setting up smokes in alt mid. Now, you guys maybe remember this if you're old school Counter-Strike fans. Back in the old versions of... oh, it's a little bit laggy right now, guys. We might have to take a bit of a tech look at this later, but hopefully it's playing. Here we go. You're going to see this wall of smokes landing over towards pit. We're going to pause it once they bloom. 1, 2, and 3. Now you can see here the flashes are already coming on over, but the idea behind this smoke wall is to potentially isolate players in the pit. Now we'd see the smoke wall before where the teaser come on out, they'd actually run through the, we're having some troubles here, run through the smokes and push on into the pit position to clear it on out and isolate those CTs. Now in this situation, when we get to play it, you can see here nobody's in pit. No one's here to receive, and the guys from that of Complexity are able to get control. It's this next stage that I really want to focus on here. So have a look at Blame F. He's in the back of pit, and we've got Obo just under the balcony here. They're going to be using utility from this point to help flush out any rotating CTs. We're going to see a Molotov from Blame F. It's going to land in the back of sight. It's going to help them out with the jewels that they need to be taking, and the smoke from Obo actually bounces and covers off more towards the lane side of Arch. That means when they get Config to come out halls, as he picks on out in a second for you, here it comes now, they can have multiple members with their focus over towards this library and mini pit position just here. So this right here was a really good strategy, and I liked it from Complexity. We saw them run it twice. we saw some good stuff from that of NAVI as well. We're going to load up one of their rounds here. This was a force buy situation. Actually, no, this was a late B situation here. And it's the way that they pounced after throwing this one smoke. So we're going to focus on this smoke that's going to land over towards Coffins. And what that does is it automatically baits out a CT smoke that the T's are actually going to use to their advantage. So look at this. Mr. Electronic has actually got himself standing right behind the smoke here. And we're about to see a bunch of flashes come on over the roof, and they explode straight into this bomb site. So we'll play this one out. You can get all the action. Here we go. Electronic about to be flashed on through. Boomich entering as well. And they get onto this site nice and easy. No dramas there. Unfortunately for NAVI, Complexity took this one 16-14 as we covered. We do have Dust 2 coming up on next. So we want to get this one to a break so we can get the action back underway. We'll see you guys soon.
Just the bomb, left to do it all. Config, here's the flank, he's going to go back. Face crack dead as well, that opens up a room. He could go 8, but he's been spotted, and Config has a chance to ace this round. Perfecto, he's going to fast long play. Flashes good, they line up, it's 3! All of the frags.
One, Jerry and Flit have made this doable, but Electronic suddenly, from nowhere, from main, has been a real pain. The triple kill for Electronic.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
He wasn't the classic nerdy computer kid in school. He was one of the ones to get a girlfriend first and a very social person.
Typical for Finn is that he is very determined.
Ist egal, ob es jetzt beim Kartenspielen ist oder beim Tischtennis oder beim Computer, er gibt nicht auf.
What he really wants is to win a major. It's his dream, and therefore it's also my dream for him to get that.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix.
I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Clash of steel spills your blood. A whisper doubt fills your head, but you have to fight again. So take one step, take another. Find the strength for your brothers. Erase the doubt with your battle cry. With your battle cry. You feel the earth move to the drum of steel boots. Banish the fear inside. You're strong enough. You don't have to hide. No, you don't have to hide. You're strong enough with your battle cry. Brings you to your knees. Rising of the ashes, coming from the ether. All I hear is static. Breathe a little deeper. Fallen, broken, a million light years away from home. My eyes opened, and now I've come to claim life. Oh, never let it go. These wings carry me. Live this fantasy. Running through the fire, fire. Gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah. Gonna let it burn.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Gaming Malta, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, Air Force, GG Bet, and ESEA.
Complexity Na'Vi, and already the first map goes the way of rank 30. Complexity, they did their homework from the US survey, certainly the organization, but this team, they're from around the world. The dastardly Danish duo, Blame F and Config, paired with two Americans, a young talent and a major winner, that of Obo and Rush, respectively. And then, of course, the cherry on top, we do have the Bulgarian secondary. Not a bulldozer, because we've got Mr. Cirque, we have Mr. Poison. Perhaps
Don't eat his cherry.
He's like a lump of coal that they're going to press into a diamond.
Exactly. He hasn't really blown me away as of late. I know he's got the potential to be an amazing AWPer, but he has to step up in Dust 2. But if ever there was a map, this is where we need to see him shine.
Yeah, and the guys from Complexity don't mind a bit of Dust 2, right?
Yeah.
So Na'Vi picking onto this and looking a little bit lackluster as a team there. We obviously had three individuals who were fragging quite well, but Flamey and Perfecto, they were nowhere to be found,
This
right?
is the problem with Perfecto I find right now. I feel like he is a decent player and he can clutch for the team, but he seems to drop off more often than I've noticed, to be honest.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't... He's not a player who they've come in and made room for.
Yeah.
There's a player who's come in and said, this is where you're playing. They've obviously had to accommodate him in certain positions, right? But they want you if you have Electronic and Simple in your team. That's my weapons, right? That's who I'm focusing all my attention on here. But the problem I have right now is just that a level of homework the Complexity had done purely just to get Boomich, right? Just to assault Boomich with nades round after round with the positions he loves to play. Dust2's going to be the same.
Well, we know Navi's tendencies. Again, we have cast them a lot on Dust2. We know they focus that long position time and time again. I feel like there's going to be a lot of anti-stratting and awareness and pushes and knowing the tendencies that Navi don't seem that aware of. But the problem is, after experiencing what they did on Inferno, they might be overthinking certain scenarios now. I'm leaning towards Complexity at this point. I feel like they've got the upper hand just from the theory side of things.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm also, you know, with all of that said, the fact that we've seen Complexity have done their homework, we know Navi's Dust2 is predictable, and then I'll throw a third on top of that. I also am concerned that we're going to be seeing another big boy performance from the individuals of Complexity. We've seen Config looking hot, and I have no doubt that this is the perfect map for a Danish aim star to continue to flex.
Absolutely. BlameF looked stunning towards the end as well. His Krieg is looking sharp, and that weapon does very well on Dust2. It's a very fast, aggressive map here as we move into what could be the final map of the evening. Tell your friends, let's get stuck in with some world-class Counter-Strike here. Na'Vi looking to bounce back on Dust2, and Complexity, they're keeping up with them. They have the map under their belt. Inferno was theirs, but still, this could be a very difficult one to pick up.
In a must-win game right here, Henry, this is to keep your chances in ESL Pro League alive. You lose here, well, unlucky. We'll see you next time round. You get the win, you give yourself an opportunity to come back and fight another day, and that day will actually be tomorrow. So the pistol's underway, utility's been brought on out, and let's get going.
Day 4. See where we're heading towards. Is Simple with the P250 is what you like to see, and he makes his way forward, but he has been spotted. No bullets connecting just yet, but Rush will be tagged in the shoulder down to 82. Poison already towards the pit, and they're so focused on that corner position. Poison, the free challenge there. Simple just making them look foolish there.
Yeah, I mean, you just send Simple. We just said he's one of their weapons, and you can see that they've equipped him appropriately for that job title. Kevlar vest and the P250. Can't buy that all on yourself. Does require a bit of team consideration. Already, Electronic's going to go ahead and add another one to the tally, and oh, they are just getting cleaned out. Last man is BlameF, and he does hear one in middle. It will be Flamey, who's looking to get a little bit of a stronger start into this one. Simple hunting will have his job taken by someone else, and we do see the first frag, only frag for Complexity, at least take Simple's weapons away. We do see him go straight for that Krieg armor, though. Let's see these from his POV.
Brutal scenes there. Not safe for work.
Watermelon heads.
Keep that one in a small tab at the office.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious me.
Oh, the Force Buy, the Scouts, the Deagles, the Nades. Lots of damage on the cards here if you are Complexity. But straight into the long play. Hold up.
Wait a minute. Perfecto. He actually does beat that nade. He's still sitting 100 HP.
Well, his teammates certainly didn't. Flamey and Simple got wrecked by it. 2 nades make their way in toward the double doors, and there's a chance here now for Complexity. It means the Scout can take down Simple in one shot. He still has the Krieg for now as Perfecto. He's going to give him the Mac 10. Simple.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's going to hold the pit, I assume, with the range advantage and just try and pick them off and try and use it like a sniper, which is fair enough.
Well, you said they go long, Henry, and we've got 4 long. It's the Na'Vi T side.
Yeah.
Normally, you'd sit here, and I'm gonna read you here. Normally, you'd sit here and say, "Well, they've got about 30 seconds, Alex," and well, actually, they are gonna have no issues running this clock down because he's just found another head. Simple with his low HP. You give him the Krieg, and look at him go! Another.
They've just smoked Xbox as well from T-Spawn, so they're suggesting there could be presence towards short as well. So far, so good. This call to get Simple in the pit is beautiful, but where's the smoke on the cross? They might have dropped the ball here. They should be absolutely fine for the round still, but Obo, gives his position up. What was he firing at there? Hits the shot on towards Flamey. Still a slight chance here for the CTs, but they don't have any utility. Bob makes his way forward. 2 HP will be planting at this stage. It goes down. Obo can't do anything about it.
Yeah, not much more they can do, I would assume, but you know what happens when you assume? It makes an ass out of you and me because they're boosting up onto the site. I think it's a safe plan. If they can get across Simple's crosshair, another one gets across. This time it's Rush. They have to close the gap, and he knows it. Missing the shots, and a head on hands, raised eyebrows from our Counter-Strike casters.
Why did they face him?
I don't know.
I know he's quick, but he's not that quick.
Yeah, you definitely could have just ran to the bomb and just got a defuse going with 3 players up there. You actually just legit, this was the moment here. the apprehension, the stop, I would just be...
This one...
That was the offender there, really. Like, you could have got one player on the bomb and have 2 players hiding,
Defending,
at least force them into it. I feel like that should have been the call. Bit of panic, and the force play doesn't work out for them. Probably going to send 3 nades in towards long doors here, because that's where Na'Vi go every single round. Here come the nades. They will beat them on the first, but they take a lot of damage. Perfecto makes his way towards blue bin. Mac-10, though, going to make light work of the first couple of players. Flamey just chews through them here. A bit of help from Boomich as well. Looking for that clean sweep. Config, the last player remaining.
If you're a Complexity fan right now, you better hope they have more than nades as the idea to stop this long take, right? You need something that's a little bit more outside of the box. When you know that they're taking long, you need to take the map territory that they're leaving straight away from them. You need to be thorough. You need to clear it. You know they're going to sit there and they're going to wait. You need to have a bunch of different maneuvers as they're crossing. Maybe hold on to your utilities once they do that smoke wall. Carpet the A-ramp with Molotovs. Make sure that their life is a little bit more difficult. We have seen this approach work. This is what got them into the driver's seat over there in Katowice. It was time and time again they were pulling it off. It was baffling to see that nobody could come up with a maneuver on the fly. These individuals, once they get this long position, they just seem to strike fear into the hearts of everybody.
They're just charging down middle, sending Boomich in with a Mac-10. He'll call it clear, as you will, and then retrieve back to his squad.
First big gun round here. We said Poison had to deliver. Entering the round with the AWP, no armor, but long presence here. We have got Rush tucking himself in. He gets the shadow advantage, but it's very common these days. See whether he can take advantage of it. Flamey on the other side, and Rush has no helmet. Bear that in mind. There's only 1 helmet out there for Obo. Those Mac-10s are going to be ridiculous in this round. It's looking so good for Na'Vi in terms of map control. They've got short. 3 players there. They've shown presence towards B. They're just on the dribble smoke inside the B-bomb site, so that's going to keep 2 players on that side of the map. That's Obo. He can't move. Blame F, the transition player, not sure where to head towards. I'm not even sure where they're going to finish up here on the Na'Vi side. I can see everything. Rush still waits patiently. Now here comes his push. Does he go down? Remember, no helmet. Mac-10 takes him.
That's a nasty way to go, and a huge upgrade for Flamey. Perfecto onto Blame F as well. That's CT clear. Will they go A? Will they go B? Poison's not sure. 28 seconds. He's still not sure. B does seem quiet. He knows they're coming now. The smoke plumes. He does have an opportunity, but long coming, and he is exposed. Flamey likely to find him. Tucks himself in. Checking it now as they walk into the site. He exposed for just a moment. That's madness. Simple was trained on the car, and that's enough for the save call to come in from the CTs.
Looks like Na'Vi went and had a look at themselves in the mirror after that first map finish, because these first 4 rounds have been fantastic stuff. Everybody's hitting their shots. They don't look flustered. They're staying quite poised. Very good stuff here.
I think you're dead on there, Chad. No one seems to be dropping the ball here. Complexity don't have a response for the brutal headshots that are being delivered time and time again. There's another one. Simple gets his hat trick, and we are going to get 4-0 on the board here. It's going into round number 5, maximum loss bonus, as Complexity will be working out their options. You can't really buy into this round. It'll be a partial approach here with the scouts, the deagles, more the same,
more
really.
Nades.
And more nades, that's for sure, yes. And it works in a map like Inferno, Chad, because it's a very tactical, slow-paced affair. Dust 2, it really is down to the spawn base. They're hitting the shots. It's working as a pack. We talked to JW about this. He loves the map for those sort of reasons, and it makes sense that a team like Na'Vi would also be thriving in this environment.
It's insane, the Dust 2 we've seen the last couple of days. It's just been the B rushes, and now Na'Vi, well, they want to change it up and go with the A takes. Just keep taking long, rinse and repeat. Turn it into an aim map. You have some of the best mechanical players in the entire world on your team here. Why would you not just take long control and turn it into a glorified aim map?
Yeah, and I mean, Simple this time is going to be having some challenges in middle. His Krieg is feeling like it refined from the last time I've seen him play.
I think so, yeah. It does look a lot crispier than usual, doesn't it? Which is saying something.
I think if we have the opportunity to ask him, it would be worth a question if he's been pouring more time into it, because he's kind of just using it in lieu of an AWP, right?
Yes. And that pit play alone we saw a few rounds ago, that was insane.
That was an AWP spot, right?
That's a player calling for a rifle drop on 30 HP because he can use it like a sniper rifle. That's the kind of level we're dealing with right now. It's nuts.
A good way to summarize.
Yeah.
Bomb will go down thanks to Perfecto. Not much these guys can do, of course. Take a look at their bias. Just Deagles and Scouts with the bomb down. No kits, no hope, no nades. It's all just a question of maybe catching one of these hungry Na'Vi players.
I want that safe plant they keep doing with the lion's share of their forces towards long to come back to bite them in a round here.
Yeah.
I understand why they do it. There's no way that you can die to a CT boost. You can't die to the cat pick or anything along those lines. Of course, you can still be harassed with nades as we get Electronic just finishing them off towards Catwalk. But if it does become a drawn-out gun round or a drawn-out retake, that position that they're planting in, it's no good. You can't bank on that. That's something that hopefully when we get into the further rounds, we don't see crop on up.
Oh, now that is interesting. Obo is second in the 1vx clutches stat alongside Tabson, and I didn't catch the second
Flusher.
name. Flusher? Makes sense.
The weird thing is, I got the opportunity to ask BlameF about Obo over there in London during the Blast event, and asked him about whether Owen was a clutcher or not. He said, no, not really.
Not really.
Not really.
Not really part of his game. Rush will be keeping things level for now, but it only lasts so long. A 3-on-2 still favors Na'Vi. They're 5-0 up as well. As Config and Obo desperately try and claw this round back in their favor, but the big man has made a big play in towards the B bomb site. He has found the player in CT spawn. That's going to be Obo, and it should be the round done. Config will be the last player remaining on the A side. It's sat in the smoke, bombs in T-spawn, and he actually has zero chance of doing much of this. He is locked in by Electronic, who seems to be waiting in the pits right now, and at this point should be going down momentarily.
They have won all of these rounds so far by elimination. They haven't even needed to win with the bomb explosion, right? They haven't even, Complexity hasn't even been in a position to save. And if you have a look right now at the ADR between Electronic and Simple, Electronic has 111 points of ADR. Simple has 188.
He's 11-1. We'll put it up on the screen as well. You can see Chad is absolutely right. Every round won by virtue of kills, not explosions. They haven't really had to plant the bomb at all. Hasn't been part of the game as of yet. Throw as many grenades as you like, but Na'Vi are looking clinical with the rifles. We're seeing Config after a very impressive performance on Inferno 0-6. Poison still can't perform here, Chad. Dust2, he has to step up.
Yeah, I'm going to let Obo and Config, who I believe is the other B holder, off the hook for this entire game. They're off the hook. Until they start going B, those two guys in terms of their frag contribution off the hook. If all three of your A defenders are dead within the first 15 seconds of the round, I'm not expecting you to come on through and be able to achieve too much.
Yep. Totally. We are going to be seeing the partial coming in from Complexity then. And Config looking to avoid the rather damning James Bond. He's living more like GoldenEye for the first, but not quite the golden gun, only the first. Now BlameF backing away after his initial damage, chipped away at Boomich quite nicely.
I was an odd job kind of guy. How about you, Henry?
Odd job was banned in my circle of friends.
Okay. Didn't he have a different hitbox?
Yeah, no, just a different model completely. He was like 2 foot taller, shorter than everyone else. So, and he like ran around like a madman.
That's just like a hyper dwarf.
Yeah, it was stupid because then the fact you couldn't really aim fast as well, you couldn't even hit him. It was ridiculous. So he was banned in my circle of friends. Doesn't surprise me that Chad be bringing him out, taking all the advantages he can.
Scumbag maneuvers.
Yeah, I used to play as Jaws. So that was my play.
Well, my parents didn't actually buy me GoldenEye. I was stuck with Pokemon Snap and...
I don't even know what Pokemon is. That the one you take pictures of the Pokemon?
Yeah, dude. You jump in a boat and you go around and you take pictures of the
Sounds kind of fun.
That sounds...
Rush, what are you doing? Not much is the answer. Electronic, quite the contrast. Immediately transferring to find Poison on the site. And 7 is on the agenda for round 7.
Yeah, I still remember the day I played GoldenEye for the first time. Christmas morning, 1999. Unbelievable scenes when you open the box. Couldn't believe it. Mario Kart's in there, GoldenEye, all the big names, the big hits.
Did you play 1080?
1080 was in there as well.
I love that.
1080 snowboarding. Remember that? 1080.
That game
came
was
into the main
sick.
menu. That was the whole thing. I think Alex, this might have been a few years.
I have all the parallels for that, like SSX Tricky was my
PS2 era.
Exactly,
right?
PS2 era.
So yeah, I started like 1991.
Cousin had the PS1, so like I had the GTA at the cousin's house.
Yes. Okay, so you got the
Tony
experience.
Yeah.
Sound turned off.
Tony Hawk's, of course. Yeah, exactly.
Mum
Mum comes in and we immediately start like shove the FHMs under the bed and we're up, turn the TV off and panic.
I remember that so well those days. Well then, 7-0. A game Complexity will probably want to forget so far. They are getting absolutely wrecked here. They're all will be purchasing the AWP. Poison has to start showing some form here. But it's intimidating, I get it. You're up against Simple, who's playing an amazing game so far. You're not necessarily feeling yourself. You haven't really found any frags yet, and you're given the task of saving the day because you're getting absolutely steamrolled at this point.
Poor Config. He gets tagged on there with the spray through the smoke.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot these days. It does so much damage. As one bullet hits, it seems to do at least 30 damage on the cross.
Which is why they're so repeatedly just not opting through the doors, but more just through that tiny gap, because you can get that extra reduction in damage fall off, double negative, positive, and all that.
Well, it hasn't been the standard long take here from NAVI. It hasn't been the fast mid take either. They've just been a little bit more slow and methodical with round number 8 on the board, expecting a change up from complexity, but they're doing same. Poison posted with the AWP, only 1 kill to his name. Rush will be anchoring down towards long. Blame's job is to cover off CT spawn rotation and help out A. Oh, Blame's in B. Okay.
Ooh,
kind of awkward. He'll have to do what he can to get out of this sticky situation. Molotov won't be super effective. It's not like that's a tight choke point. He can dance around. That's a wasted Molotov, if you ask me. Obo's still fine with it as they go into an A finish here. Smokes all over the bomb site, designed to nullify AWPers. You'll probably see similar avant-garde smokes. We've seen every team deploy this these days. So here come the flashbangs, and only 1 smoke down so far. Poison, got to step up here. This is his role, his job. Smoke down to block his vision is going to be very difficult to do. So they've actually already got towards the site. They've done such a great job of shutting him down, but not if he hits a shot like that.
Yeah, this is why he's in the team, for shots like that. We talked about him being, a rough cut diamond. My goodness. That one certainly does cut relatively sharp. Look at Flamey's position. He is spot on if they weren't all rotating through CT.
But the information does give his teammates in the site the fact that it can only be a long and a CT spawn retake here. They don't have to worry about catwalk at all.
And so their attention's in all the right places. There's going to be a lot of CTs just across the periphery, and Poison's got another one into the site. Complexity hungry for their first round on the board, and they've got it. Do they have a kit? They do. It's on Rush. He's defusing. Life is good. 1 under the hood.
One of many, I hope. It's going to be Poison that does save the day. He gets 3 kills in total there, Chad, and under very difficult circumstances as well. And that's going to be an absolute brilliant performance as well. The fact that he was actually smoked out, flashed off, you can see it was by design to take him out of the round. The shot he hits, he had no business to, but it was a great, lovely little flick there.
It's quite appropriate as well, considering Obo got punished for his jump peak, and then immediately we get to see the round end with Poison punishing a jump peak. Complexity
is still fully invested into this round, even though they won the previous. They've got no resources going forward. They do save the Krieg, though, in the hands of Config. Maybe that'll be the fire lit beneath from this point to start performing. As Chad mentioned, though, they haven't really gone towards B. That could change around number 9. You're seeing 2 players towards the tunnels right now, including Simple's AWP. Perfecto waiting for any challenges close range. Just seeing if anyone dares tempt fate on that side of the map. For now, though, playing very passive. It's going to be Config at the back there with Blame F. See him just checking towards middle. Molotov towards the cubby. Nade in response. Good nade at that. Perfecto accepted the fact he's low. Just looking for headshots now. I feel like Config's going to be overzealous here, maybe overcommit. They have fallen back, though. So 1 minute on the clock. Bomb still top of middle. Still plenty of smokes. 4 to be exact on the NAVI side of things. 3 Molotovs as well. And back towards A they go. They haven't really finished up a B at all, really.
No, but at least they let the B defenders know that there is a likelihood they might want to cheat on over there at some point. So they're just keeping there on their toes. Now we're going to go for another one of these A executes. The question for me is this going to be the variation where Boomich drops?
Yeah, I think it might be. There will be some sort of variation there. Poison's trying to adapt now. Which I like. I don't mind this. The thing is, it's such a committed position. He has to hit this and get out. He drops down. Great call. He's got some survivability now behind him.
The A's open.
Wide open. And NAVI are going to start to commit. Boomich flashed into the site. We'll check out the Goose position. 20 seconds for their plant. And it does go down. And they're all scarpering towards the shorts, given the short plant. Electronic wants to challenge, will get the first and disappear really well. Did not take a single point of damage. Config to contest and already having some issues. We do see NAVI already having a fair share and a fair shot from Electronic. Down to Blame F. 1v3, 1v1 now. Already Electronic tagged up to 50. 1 bullet will do, and Blame F, a monstrous clutch to secure a must-win round for Cole.
Yeah, it absolutely was that, Alex. It didn't look like they stood a chance either. Even after finding the first pick, it seemed like the A execution was too strong. Poison with the AWP had to be removed from the round, jumping down, and it was the Kriegs that started connecting with every dome of Complexity. But Blame F and those strong arms has carried them across the finish line here. It's a great clutch coming through and absolutely must win for Complexity. They'll take a tactical timeout brought to you by the US Air Force here, just to calm everyone down. The adrenaline will be surging through those veins, as we'll just have to work out that financial system as well.
Precisely what you mentioned in the previous about the fact they were already strapped for cash. They had to invest completely. This time round, with only one individual surviving, it's much harder to make that budget work. They need to drop across whatever they can and decide what type of a round they want to go with as an approach, because there definitely will be a couple of omissions here. We're not going to be seeing a very strong buy on the side of Complexity, whereas NAVI, they're happy to do this all again, and I would be expecting maybe we see them go back to that A approach, back through long doors.
It's so brutal. When the game goes this way and the T's get a flying start, it just feels like Na'Vi are going to have enough cash for the rest of the half. These poor CTs just will not be able to break them unless, admittedly, they can get a couple of clean ones strung together. Poison does miss his shot. That's forced by the flashbangs of Na'Vi. More of a reaction to his screen going white than anything regarding aim.
It's not very often you see Simple with his movement right there as he's coming out long doors. We'll still get on across to pit, and now they know where Poison is isolated.
How does he get out of there? Okay, so he's thrown his own smoke. That's going to enable his escape. There isn't a gap for Simple to punish, and so Poison might... Oh, I said there wasn't. And there is a gap. Poison, through his own design, finds the frag, and now Complexity, they could be poised for a third consecutive round here.
They've got them locked in towards long as well, the rotating CTs, happy just to hold the defensive lines. Poison starting to wake up now, he had to. Does he have to challenge this again, though? That's the question. Trying to get vision towards the pit. Players there, and connects another one. Flamey goes down, looking for more. Poison keeps adding to his total here. That's more like it. That's why he's brought into this team. A monstrous round from him. He manages to get 4 kills in total. It was very quiet at Inferno from Poison, but this was such a delicious round from him. Look at him go. 4 kills, flashbangs from BlameF as well. Beautiful stuff. And we've got 7-3. Money not quite broken yet due to the fantastic start there from Na'Vi. But this will be the last of their gold. We'll see what they've got left over. Still 4K on Perfect to be fair, and 3 for Flamey. So got one more buy in them. This goes to show you how strong it's been so far.
Well, to Alex's point, the fact that they had such a huge lead and such a big bank, now the loss bonus is going to be in their favor, even if they are to drop this one, right? We'll have 4th stage loss bonus going into the next. That'll be 2,900. That'll be good to buy, no dramas.
Yeah. Good point. And that's if they don't get the bomb down.
Yeah. What a scary time for Complexity here. No matter, even if they post the round, they know they're going up against a buy.
Yep. It's been the case for the last 3, admittedly, so perhaps eventually they'll be able to break the bank of Na'Vi.
7-0 start if you're just joining us, but Complexity do have a map under their belts. Inferno went all the way. 30 rounds. That is to a 16-14 scoreline in favor of the North American organization. An international squad currently based in Europe. HE, good one from Config. Tons of damage there.
That's lovely.
It's significant when the FAMAS and the M4s are out, means there's dink potential now for Electronic. This will be the B commitment. Oh, I like the fact they're not going off this and they've done the 2 smokes. It's very convincing. You would assume they are. It's the Boomich drop now. And Config is aware of it. Remember, they know the tendencies of Na'Vi. Boomich is ready and waiting, and he absolutely schools Config.
Yeah, but Poison is going to be tested again on this A site. He didn't anticipate Electronic had crossed that far already and just punished by the preserved aim of Mr. Electronic. Oboe, BlameF, they're going to have to pull back and save whatever they can. Nice to take the Krieg into this one. You can see Oboe has had a quiet one, just picked up half of his kills so far this half in this round, and now just to keep hold of his weapons. Flamey's being very loud about this, and so this should be a guaranteed second Krieg for the CT side if Blame wants to come and retrieve it.
Oh, let's have a knife out.
Do it, Oboe.
Come on.
Nah, I don't think it's in him yet. I don't think he's quite there yet.
It's fair enough. You're 2 and 9. You got a Krieg in your hand. You don't want to risk it, do you? You'd look like a bit of a twat if you gave that one up.
You would.
A git.
Yeah. So he will be just making sure it's a guaranteed kill. Not quite as exciting, but it will be the round guarantee for Na'Vi. Their shots are hitting with these Kriegs, boys. There's not much you can do against it. That A take they had there, it was Poison ready and waiting. The smokes were very well placed.
Look at Electronic score, boys.
16 and 3. It means his ADR must be out of control. He's got 125 ADR. Simples has dropped down now to 104. But still, the names you want at the very top, there they are. Electronic and Simple, the star players. looking very, very promising indeed in this first half campaign on the T side of Dust 2. Money is going to be a problem for the CTs going forward now. What kind of investments will they have? It's not too bad. A couple of rounds in a row has led them to at least the rifles, saved Krieg here, and the AWP.
That's an interesting stat line, right? They're purely at majors on Dust 2. Both Sybil and Flamey share the highest rating of all time, 1.27. So majors, if you're not a Counter-Strike aficionado or you're not watching all the time, they are our World Cup, I suppose we could put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Valve put up half the prize money, if I'm not mistaken. Might have changed since then.
They put
all of it?
all the prize money.
Yeah, they do all the prize money, not everything else, as of a couple of years ago.
Okay. We've seen that smoked off. Boomich didn't necessarily need to, but that frag, all of Na'Vi have been hitting up the Krieg aimbots. It feels like they do rip. With that fast fire rate, assault rifle poison, there's another example. AWP versus Krieg, and it costs Flamey just a second of his time.
They can't handle these one-on-one duels. Like the AWP is designed to dissuade them from making their way out towards A, take a few players down with him. His positioning, I have to be honest with you, the angle wasn't great there. It actually favored the Krieg. He had no fallback plan. He didn't have a tight angle. Just in the open, exposed to flashbangs, unless he nails a perfect shot, which was available to him. And he is going to go down with one at the very most. So it doesn't work out. They have to save weapons again. Simple is on the hunt, and he's going towards B, isn't he?
I am very scared for Complexity in this moment right here. This is not the man you want hunting you down and moving at that last moment.
You could see his floppy hat.
Yeah.
This is what nightmares are made of, having this man hunting you down, I'm telling you.
Oh, dear. We are going to have Simple on the hunt, unsuccessful. That's the angle I'm talking about there. You're exposed to the flashes. Normally a deeper angle, like Kenny S will be playing like 6 feet behind the corner. So if you do get flashing it to the safety of the wall and have a bit of a tight angle as they actually cross over, he was quite close to the corner itself and in the open. Would have liked a little bit more of a passive angle. Goes to the scout this time. Things are getting desperate out here as we see Electronic run down towards from Team Spawn, and the shot from Simple doesn't connect, but he has shown presence. Got enough space to actually repeat this.
Oh, the molly's not deep enough.
Smoke will prevent his efforts, though.
So that's 4 CTs early A, dealing with what is typically 4 Ts early A. So can't complain too much about that one.
Slower pace there. Go on,
I'm not going to lie. I came into this game expecting Complexity to take the second map after what we saw in Inferno. I know it was close. I know it was a 16-14, but Complexity just looked like the much better team.
Well, this is the thing. I feel like Dust 2 lends itself to a looser playstyle and playing on the fly and making sure you hit your shots, and that's why players like JW will comment on it and say this is why their favorite map is and why Simple and Electronic shows what they're really made of. And if you just give them a few heads, bit of spaceport with the smokes, and you can just go to town. With these Kriegs especially, doing God's work out there. B split looking likely at this point. They've shown the same smoke towards Catwalk, just to pull some rotations in, put the fear of God in towards Complexity. Well, they finish up though. 40 seconds here. Back in towards shot. They keep destroying this A site. Same smoke again. Keeping them guessing.
These B defenders have been put on ice the entire game, so I'm hoping within the last couple of rounds, Na'Vi go over there and give them some action.
There's the B split. They've changed it up.
Config can hear it. He knows this is a little out of the ordinary. And Obo's done well to find Simple, and now Config with 1.5. Perfecto left all to his own devices now. Good damage inflicted onto Obo. He does not have the bomb, and that's going to be a problem. It's in middle, and with 7 seconds left, it's going to be a question of dying off before the time. He does.
Big kill for Obo, by the way, and considering their finances, he needed to keep that Krieg in hand. They've only got 2 Kriegs, an AK-47, and some money going forward. Obo can drop the AWP. If he actually goes down there, that's a massive deal, so well played to him.
See it from his POV as well. Gets the frag onto Simple. That was the crucial one because it enabled Config to actually go in for the remainders. Gets his onto Electronic, and that's the round. Big stuff from Complexity. 4 is not quite enough, but
6 would be.
6 would be.
Yeah, it's a T-sided map.
They've done the 4-man alien again, guys, and this was like a quick mid to B.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Your Protosin.
You said they're on ice, man. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to defend should they commit. It's only Obo at this moment in time. But look, already they've managed to react to this accordingly. No one was home, and now Config's got a cross.
Oh, that was such a ballsy play, though. There's a player already there. You can see the spam shot suggesting Electronic's not in this position. Blame makes a bit hook line and sinker, but he checks it. Unreal. We'll see them get the second frag of the round. It looked like that was enough. So the reason he's spamming that smoke is to suggest we're behind this. We're trying to just do some damage. It's just a default here. And Obo, he's getting some confidence now, Chad. That's a great shot.
With the save Krieg, you highlighted it. It was a big for him to keep it in his grasp. And now, well, it is making short work of Boomich. A double kill will be the 5th for Complexity. 6 will work. The words that left our mouth.
What's the money going to be left here in this last round? The lost bonus they're going to have, I believe, will be $1,900 going into that next round. So they'll have enough for a buy for sure. Perfecto on 3,500 right now. Simple, similar story. If Flamey can save the Krieg, that would actually be more ideal because he can't buy up much more. He's $700 and he has a Molotov and flashbang combo already. We'll see what he decides to do. It looks like he's opted to try and give this one a go. At least try and get the bomb down. Heading up towards short. Molotov down, and so is he.
Guys, when was the last round you remember Simple getting a kill?
Let me tell you, I remember saying, wow, he's on 11 for 3.
Yeah, he's definitely called off a lot. I'm going
4
back
deaths
through
in
it
a row,
now.
I guess, I would say.
I don't think he's had a kill since round 5.
Well, he's got the long spawn now, Chad. The best spawn he can get on Dust 2 on T side. Stay on board with Simple here. He'll jump over this initial wall. He'll be going for the pick towards the long corner, and you have to send the CT with the best spawn to challenge this. Poison taking it upon himself with a flashbang over. I don't think Simple's going to get there in time. It seems to be taking forever for him to get to that position. Flame will recover the AWP, and at this point it's a 5-on-4. They get 9-6. The way this started, there was 6-0 down.
This is great.
This would be phenomenal. They would actually be feeling great after this.
And I can still not believe that Simple has not had a kill in this game since the 5th round. He has not had any more impact, at least in terms of the scoreboard, since then.
Well, there's certainly a correlation between Simple not fragging and Na'Vi not winning rounds. You do see Config continuing to stand his ground here by doors. There's a lot of enemies around the corner. Does manage to weasel his way away. They have the man advantage, and it looks like they could lose it. The spray from Electronic, I rarely see double door spray do that much damage. It's on to Blame F. Trucks him down, good 70 or so damage. Oh, and a taste of his own medicine is Config, who does the same to Electronic.
Final round of this first half, and we have got the bomb in towards the B tunnels here, Perfecto. So they're going to show the same smokes, flashes towards A, trying to pull them on that side of the map, but the bomb does join them.
That's so strange that he was on his own at all with the bomb. You never want that. You never want to be on your own with the bomb, especially in enemy territory.
That was walking through tons.
So it will be the A finish. He's done the CD spawn smoke, so this could be the drop position from Boomich, but he's so low. Joined by Electronic, given the AWP, not known to be a sniper. And they're held off for another 7 seconds now. They're going to have to go for a Blame F, completely blind. Will get one. That's the low HP Boomich. And at this day, I don't see a world where Na'Vi win this round. Rush good for at least 1 kill. He needs it, to be honest, considering 3 and 10.
Time
8
as
seconds.
well.
1 kill would do it. That's all he needs.
And this is it. That's the frag he was waiting for. Rush confirms it. And this all started with Poison's frag onto Simple. Huge from Rush, a nice multi-kill to wrap it all up. But Complexity, they do it. They bounce back from a 0-7 start. Look at the highlights. They all got ignited by a quick 3K from Poison. We're going to quickly catch our breath, and we'll see if Dust 2 is the final map of this series.
Take a dive before you dry off. It's the only way to live. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Try before you sign off. Shit can kill the sick. Real story. of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want on it. They don't want on it. They don't want on it. Pick up, I know to be right on. Yeah. 'Cause no one really gives. Don't look back, I'll keep your eyes on. Long ago. Doesn't matter what it gon' cost. Never gave you shit. Real soul. Let it take a hit. Hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. They ain't count on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want on it. They don't want on it. They don't want on it. Take off.
Dust 2, it's on second map, and Complexity are already back in the driving seat. We thought they were out. We thought they were in the car park. They were buying snacks. They weren't even in the race. Well, it turns out the second half of the first half, they did manage to solve a lot of their issues.
They absolutely did. Poison was MIA. He hadn't turned up to this series at all, but he lit the fire beneath the team with that 4-kill sequence towards the A bomb site.
Yep.
Then Blame F coming online with the 1 versus 3 as well. It saved the day. It got them in a position where they could 2-0 this, Chad. I'm starting to believe once again.
There's definitely a chance, and as we like to say, with this pistol round, anything is possible. We've got the GG.bet odds on screen for you right here, and this one, well, they think it's as close as what we do. Navi, hyper-aggressive, pushing up towards top of Mizzle, and Poison is standing and waiting behind this barrel. The flash will come out. He's going to pre-spam the spot, and actually Rush will save him, and Config will find one of his own. This aggressive play from Navi is falling apart.
Here we go then. They've taken the big man down simple towards Shore.
Still no kills since round 5.
That's a good point.
It's 11 rounds dry for Simple. That's mad.
Yeah, and that's just going to add to his frustration. This is a huge pistol round considering the scoreline. 9-6, you win this, potentially you'll tie it up. 5 on 3. It's never safe until the bomb's down and you found all the kills. They are going to give one up, though. No one's watching towards Shore, and here we go.
Okay.
Boomich will finally be silenced here, but I feel like there's still a few more twists and turns. How has it gone down to Config being alone? Why is no one watching Shore? They've all got their backs turned, walking in towards upper B.
There's a chance here, though, the P250.
Flamey takes that fight. Config's having a bit of an issue, and Flamey pulls it back. Na'Vi respond. Despite losing the first 2 frags, they win the pistol. That looked perfect for Complexity.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they felt like all 4 players had to make the same maneuver. With a minute on the clock, you've got a 5 on 3. You could have just held up, wait for the reactions, and then made your play, made sure it's safe, have all the holes plugged, and then made their way through. It wasn't a bad call going towards B. You have to go somewhere, but why is no one watching the extremities of the map? How is he looking at 3 players walking with their knives out towards the B tunnels?
Yeah, I mean, credit to Boomich for hitting the shots as well. I mean, Poison, again, he managed to find a frag despite his low HP. But now the force buy from Complexity. This is where this Dust 2 could be a quick second half.
Yeah, that's just not good enough from them. A 5 on 3. We know they consider themselves the underdog going into this one, and that might be enough to topple them. Luckily, though, 4 MP9s here for Navi. Only 1 rifle in the form of the FAMAS for Flamey. Might be the difference maker.
With these nades in Complexity's hands here, they're just going to do a bit of a default spread, and now congregate back through T-spawn, collecting themselves over towards long. Potentially just going for a very simple cross strategy here, but first of all, they have to get past Boomich. He's going to throw his smoke out. That'll bait the T's to push forward. Can he defend?
Smokey's having no issues on the first. Perfect flash from Electronic, and then making it as difficult as possible for the rest of them to find him and flush him out. The flashes are decent, but Electronic long range peppering away at them. The scout from Poison a little late to the party. He was focused on Boomich, and now already Electronic finding another one. The numbers favoring Na'Vi in a rather absurd statistic now extended by Simple. Yeah, it's just going to be the hopeless commit to the spray, or the taps, I guess, with the Deagle. But 11 for Na'Vi, and that's going to be an eco for Complexity, so things are going to get a little sticky, icky.
And Simple's back on the board. So he's finally found himself a frag after what was a bit of a drought there.
Just the nick of time as well. Full eco for Complexity now, 12-6 written all over this one. They're not really going to invest anything. Full eco. Got a short push going, see whether you can get that bomb down is pretty much your only bet. You got
This
a
has to be
Deagle
one of the
Robo.
hardest maps to be full eco on, wouldn't you say?
Yep, because all you can really do is get up towards short, hope that they kill 4 of you and your planter can still make it up towards the bomb site itself.
Spaghetti-O, Simple pushing up long.
Yeah, they're getting caught with the pants down more often than not here. They were watching towards long, fair enough, they only had Glock, so... Well, there's a kill at least, but it's only the MP9s finding them. So lots of money farmed there for Simple. He's got $9,000 here. Does he hold on to the MP9 or throw it over to Electronic and say, you can have this trash? I want the orb.
Thinking about it.
There you go, Boomich.
Gives it to Boomich, all right.
Well, Boomich has been looking rather spicy with it.
He's got the best long spawn you can get on the CD side. As mentioned before, the long system, you can't just say, you're always doing this, you're doing that. Whoever has the best spawn in today's game has to be the one there taking the challenge at the start. Ideally, you're AWPer, and he's got the best spawn, so he'll definitely go and look towards those long doors. But a smoker's going to land, and he might beat all of this.
He does, and he doesn't connect the shot. Blaine, good moves, admittedly, but uncharacteristic miss from Simple. He did have quite the dry spell as well, as Chad highlighted. It was 12 rounds straight throughout this map where he went without a frag.
Pretty unusual not to be saying Simple's name every single round, so to have that many without him doing a whole lot.
Yeah, he's got 16 still. I mean, that's kind of saying something.
Remember, it's Nuke to close things down here, if required, which is looking likely, all things considered. Very good map for Na'Vi. Complexity, we don't have a massive sample size from them. Smoke down from Boomich. Given the MP9, they've got plenty of money to upgrade those, but looking at the bigger picture, if you can win the more important rounds of these lesser weapons, then it's a massive asset financially going forward, and these guys can make it work for sure.
Are Complexity doing their best Na'Vi impression right now?
It's the same setup as you got 1 holding towards B tunnels, 4 in towards that pit position, and you're just waiting for your opportunity for them to use their utility, for you to get your smokes down towards a crossover. You can't really fall back and go short now. You're pretty much fully committed.
Yeah, and they just had 2 different guns down long as well. They had the AK and the Krieg.
So this is what we're talking about. When you hold up for too long,
the timing here.
CTs will get a massive advantage. They start pushing the map. The config's ready for it. Big kill now, making the way towards A. The MP9 can only do so much. Can Simple do more?
He's burning.
He is burning, but he normally hits these, Alex. There's the one. But is it going to be enough? 20 seconds as the MP9 tries to deny it all. Can he try and pick up the weapon? Is that what he's going for? I think it is. Not going to see it. All he can try and do is deny the plant. Boomich will have to sit back and wait.
Wow, truly a taste of their own medicine. You get to see a Na'Vi T side versus...
His kills right there are important for Complexity, and Na'Vi probably should have been considering that, because even though Simple and Electronic, they farmed a bit of cash there, well, even if Perfecto can survive right now. Look, the flow-on effects of this, it's not immediate, but it will happen very quickly if Complexity can string 1 or 2 more rounds together.
The fact they've kept 4 players alive, it bodes very well for the rounds going forward. They need to win another one. Remember, we had MP9s. If FAMAS is still there, there's still plenty of cash on the Na'Vi side. This is a huge round. They can still purchase the AWP. Perfecto or Electronic can drop it. I would say probably the former, considering Perfecto already has the M4 here. So he'll throw over that for now. Electronic does drop the sniper, just to note, so he'll require another M4 here thrown over, which will come through. Final buy for Na'Vi. They give this one up. Complexity back in the game. If not, they're back to an eco. 13-7 down. I dare say that would be it. This could decide everything for them.
Perfectly painting the picture there, Henry G. And already Rush gonna go down. Perfecto, good trade. Continuing though, it's getting a bit hectic. Simple's missed more shots. Obo does find the frag, but so does Boomich. His nade lands at his feet just a second later. It's a good smoke deployed by Poison to try and retrieve that bomb. But does he want to do this alone? He's going to have to. There's a gap for Boomich to fight. Oh! Oh, what an adjustment from Poison! Suddenly, they've got a shot at this. We know how important this game is, or rather this round, and Poison's given them another shot, another bite.
Yeah. It's Boomich positioned himself well, but it was well handled from Poison. Config now a chance to backstab towards long. One player's electronic, but he's at the platform position. He cannot be seen from the A-bomb side. As you can see, it's a very uncommon position in CSGO. Historically, has been very prevalent. We'll see whether it works out from on top of that long box. No one's checking this, Chad.
I'm not sure if he's going to even consider this whatsoever.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even be aware CT could get up there at this point of the round. You wouldn't even be thinking about it. It's a guaranteed kill in my book for electronic, but let's see if Config has other ideas.
He's not even. Oh, he did. He cleared it. I can't believe it.
That's insane. Well played.
And that's the round.
Respect.
They still have to cross long. Flamey's still waiting for this. He could hit 2 absolute bangers here.
He would have to, as long as he gets one. Oh, the flash is decent. They've spotted him as well. Poison, you've got the bomb. What are you up to?
Get your booty on the side.
So plan for sure and get the job done. Let's not finish.
Molly CT after you're done. And eat your veggies.
That's all that had to be done. No kip for Flamey. He's got a nade for short. That's about it. He'll throw that momentarily, I'm sure. Poison really does fancy the challenge, doesn't he?
He's giving Flamey a chance.
They both are.
No, oh, and that's a terrible way to let it slip away. Flamey tapping at the heads as they peek.
That's rubbish from Poison, I have to say it. Like, he's peeking for all the wrong reasons. You've given him a window there. You've painted yourself into a corner. You've forced Config to come out as well because you've made the mistake. He just needs to hold Gandalf. He got one towards short. Flamey's alone. He can't handle both of you. The bomb halfway gone. How has he got 2 kills before even getting near the C4, Chad?
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh,
they did all the
Config
hard
works
work.
so hard.
That's just rubbish from Poison. You can't peek like that. You got to wait. These rounds are too important. You might have just thrown the game with that play.
Yeah, look, we need to once again reinforce this. This matchup right here for both of these teams is absolutely everything. Both of them right now sitting at the bottom of the barrel of Group B. If they want any chance to qualify for the next stage of Pro League, this is a must-win game.
Yeah, I think that's what NAVI reminded themselves after the first concede on Inferno. Well, now they're 3 rounds away from taking us to Nuke in this high-stakes game of Counter-Strike.
Look, if they get this one, Complexity could be back on track, but they've just made the task so much harder for themselves right here. That was almost a given round. That felt like it was done. As soon as the bomb was planted, as soon as that molly dropped, it should have been, that's all she wrote right there.
Yeah, it was, it's just unbelievable. That's the way they've given it up. After Config had to dig them out of the grave.
When we talk about, Alex, on desk segments, and we say, you know, as clutches, you need to make mistakes for people to be able to win them in a lot of scenarios, that is a clear example, right? Flamey can only hit the shots that are gifted to him, but he didn't have to work hard to make those frags happen.
Didn't even touch the bomb.
Yeah, when he isolated Poison, Config did the right thing because he wanted to trade off of his teammate. But Poison with the AWP is unable to react as quickly as what Config is with the rifle.
Got a second.
Good nade.
Perfecto is going to finish off what that nade started, and Config into the site trying desperately to keep his team afloat. They will be able to get across with that bomb. If I say that with bated breath, my goodness. Not bad with the flick.
I like this from Rush.
Go away, Rush.
Go, yeah, he just has to go away now. Knife out, go away.
He's got the biggest brain in the world if he does this.
Oh, it's throbbing.
They could still get in the back. I think the Simple still finds him. He'll spot him.
No, he's going to make it. Is he going to make it? He's made it.
Oh, Rush. Smooth enough moves to get the bomb down on A. Let's see if he can make up for his previous loss of the 1v2. That's so... Oh, my God, that's risky. And they get the info, get the kill. And that is going to be 14 for Na'Vi.
Damn, Rush. I like the efforts there. Had to hit that first shot, but he's up against Simple and Boomich. You don't miss many. And there will be Simple recovering the obviously Boomich is waiting for the defuse there while he does so. Another clutch scenario and one that doesn't work out for them. In towards B. Seemed like the trades are working in their favor, but it was left down to Rush there. Had to make his way towards the A side. Did well to get the bomb planted, but time is running out now. Lost bonus still there for them. Still another buy with the bomb being planted, but it looks like Na'Vi might have just confirmed themselves a third map, which is Nuke.
Oh, the game feels so close, but those clutches, these last 2 rounds back to back, that's the difference maker. Rush, I understand the re-peak there. You know, in that situation when you're down, I'll give that to you. A lot of people would probably critique that and say, why is he re-peaking? He planned it for long. You know, he doesn't know what nades they have. He doesn't know if they have a smoke. He's trying to equalize it into a one-on-one. So that there, look, I'll give him that one. And I love the brain play to go from all the way from the B site to A through CT.
It's all he could do. He threaded the needle there. It was quite nice there, I have to say. But it did give them a plant at least, Jad, which means they get a buy here. They get an extra $800 per player for getting the C4 down, and that's reflected on their current buy. You can see it wouldn't have been great.
Scuffed, isn't it?
They limp in with the scout. They still have the rifles, but you got Rush, Obo, no utility left over at 1:30 here. They have used a little bit to get up towards short, of course. But do or die time for Complexity here, on Dust 2 at least.
What's the strategy now? Bombs outside T-tons. And Flash is perfect for the frag onto Flamey. Now, there we go. That's the opening move.
Openings haven't been the problem. It's the closing of the doors that's Complexity. Maybe they were brought up in a barn or a tent. But tents still have flaps you got to zip.
Yeah. Close the flap. Perfecto. Struggling to tap instead. Just a loose spray into one. That's just simply not good enough for the B site. We know how effective it is, or rather how difficult to retake it is. But it does seem like Boomich has got at least some sort of plan. Perhaps it is just going to be a containment procedure for the T's exiting.
Yeah, taking away the guns would be one of the best options right here for Na'Vi. There's no need to rush this situation, but a part of me feels, and look, it's late. I've lost my mind. There's a lot of different things contributing to this feeling right now. But if Complexity can just tighten up these late round mistakes, I still feel that this game has a bit of... a bit to go. I think what I've seen from Complexity in terms of their approach, in terms of what they've been able to pull off, it's been quite good. It's just the finishing of some of these situations that has been the undoing.
I mean, this is what Blame F was talking about in his second.
Right.
That's a very good flash, but there was so many on the other side. Na'Vi, they've got balls of steel. And we will see a broken CT side.
A bit of respite here for Complexity, perhaps. You can see the money's actually quite low on the CT side, but they did save the AWP and the Krieg. I dare say with the round buffer they have, they might just buy into this one. Time will tell. Could just go for the partial as well. Looks to be the latter with the Desert Eagle purchased by Perfecto and Flamey. They're looking at the bigger picture, which is what you like to see. And a few shots fired off by Poison. Up and down game from so far. Some very impressive moments, some questionable ones as well. Simple. First shot rattled off this time, not connecting. Up to 20 kills now.
And aggressive from Perfecto. That will be the opener. And a chance from Obo, but he now knows where one of the two weapons resides. Now they know where both are. And Simple, he's done enough. Make ridiculous re-peek into middle. I'm not quite sure how he got away with the second frag. Just backing away in a straight line, perfect sight line for the AWP. These preserved rifles have done all they needed to. 2 stars come in with 2 rifles. And 15 is now 2 frags away. It's Poison and Rush.
This is still doable. I know they've picked up an extra weapon. But it's still very doable right now. Long control is given to Complexity. There's a smoke and 2 Molotovs in play. This deep one towards CT spawn will draw the attention, but as we can see right now, guess who's ahead of it? The Undertaker himself.
Smoke CT spawn. Looking for that map point. Simple. Looks almost certain to remove Rush from the equation here. It's a simple finish as well for Boomich, as we'll get things up and running for Na'Vi here for that third map. 15-8. Just a matter of time, if you ask me. I don't think we'll be seeing 7 rounds in a row.
Yeah, now it is. I felt if they could hold them at 14 for a while, Complexity could have battled back into this. Here's the second.
This is what I wanted to see.
Doors.
I mean, just configs, when the call is AWP CT, you're not expecting that AWP to be pushing through the smoke that was just thrown.
No, look, I know we said it's not a force field, but at least it should offer up some level of respect. They're Simple with absolutely none in that scenario. And now Complexity, well, it's just a matter of how long until they have to pack up shop.
Prepare for nuke. 7 rounds in a row. It's a tall order. It's exactly how Na'Vi started this game. See if they can get a repeat. Perfecto struggling on B. Good damage. And perhaps enough for Flamey to finish. That was a healthy player, but Rush's pre-fire is good. Catches him on the jiggle. Blame in middle wins his duel. No, he didn't. Hang on a second. It was electronic, actually. I assumed he would go down. He only got cut down to 42.
Such low HP though. This retake's still on. Oh, Rush, you gotta be careful, my friends. Makes his way to the platform. Good Molotov though. Boomich will have to extinguish it. That smoke would have been valuable for this retake. Still with a good chance. Bomb not there at the halfway point. Flashbang goes in. That's the cue for the players to make their way through. That's a good shot from Boomich. Needs a couple more where that came from.
Poison's actively fighting. He's been peaked, double peaked, in fact. He can't quite deal with it. They'll check config together. He has to be so precise. And Boomich, a fantastic performance from the in-game leader again, secures the map. NAVI will take us to 3, and it's confirmed as the defuse puts 16 on the board. Complexity, sure. Valiant comeback in the first half, but a couple of oopsies haunting them in the second.
Chasing love in an empty bar. Pour a drink till I make it past. The midnight hour seems to come and go, but I know. Walk on up with a drink in hand, sipping mixes cause you can. And all the lights begin to switch off. You're chasing the light, holding on for life.
Group B, Day 4, final game. It's the hot one, and it's delivering in the prefix. We do see Map 2 go Dust 2 and Navi's way. It was going to be a tall task for Complexity to overcome when he saw Electronic firing on all cylinders with that T-side Krieg. And in fact, some of the highlights I hear will be a perfect demonstration of what this guy was up to.
Yeah, he was putting on a bit of a clinic here on Dust 2, I have to say. Funny enough, it was the same two names at the bottom of the scoreboard, Flamey and Perfecto, there, who didn't perform on Inferno, but the other three certainly stepped up. It was an absolutely blistering start start here. They got out of the gates with a 7-0 start, but things did start to change very quickly. Complexity did find some form with a few key clutches, Chad.
Yeah, look, the 1v3 by Blame, that was huge. That was like almost kickstarting their comeback. Poison was starting to hit some shots with the AWP. But it's the second half is where I just want to draw that attention, right? It wasn't just the one round. Obviously, that was a bit of a blunder by Poison and Config. But there was a couple of situations where they were clear favorites or they should have had advantages and they just weren't able to take advantage of those. And that's why I think Complexity found themselves getting this beat down.
It's the pistol in the second half that stands out for me the most.
Sure.
You remember they had a 5-on-3 lead and they just, everyone forgets about the extremities of the map and the possibility of a flank. Instead of slowing it down and working out what puzzle pieces they have in front of them, Chad, they threw the box out of the window, smashed the pieces itself.
That's my approach.
I know, and it doesn't work out usually, and we will see Complexity give the map up. A valiant effort, as Alex mentioned, in the first half to bring it to a 9-6 scoreline, but ultimately NAVI looking very comfortable towards the end.
Yeah, and that pistol round, it definitely did echo and haunt them for a while. In fact, this is another round that will haunt them. Poison gets that frag, and then proceeds to have that 2v2, or rather, excuse me, 2v1 versus Flamey with the bomb down. They get caught out and finished off by Flamey. And of course, as Chad highlighted it during the cast, it was all about those unforced errors.
That was even after Configure walked all the way up cat, all the way through A, walked all the way back down long, and then cleared Electronic in one of those off angles that we were talking about during the cast, right? They did all the hard work in that round, and then they still dropped the ball. With Nuke on the cards next, now the balance has kind of tipped back the other way for me.
More tactical map, though. Won't be getting ran over by the Kriegs at every choke point.
Well, look, on this one, obviously we have to talk about it when we get to the pre-match for this. They have to knife for sides. So if Navi gets to start on the CT side, that flap I was talking about might be closed.
Well, listening to you already starting to put your thinking cap on around Nuke does incite me to get this quick break out of the way. We do have to talk about our third map. So we're going to quickly go ahead and put a bow on Dust 2. When we return, we'll be talking all about our third and final map of the day. Tell your friends if they're missing the action. It's all coming back when we return.
Now just the bomb, left to do it all. Config, here's the flank, he's going to go back. Face crack dead as well, that opens up a room. He could go 8, but he's been spotted, and Config has a chance to ace this round. Perfecto, he's going to fast long play. Flash is good, they line up, it's 3! All of the frags.
Jerry and Flight have made this doable, but Electronic suddenly, from nowhere, from main, has been a real pain. The triple kill for Electronic.
He wasn't the classic nerdy computer kid in school. He was one of the ones to get a girlfriend first and a very social person.
Typical for Finn is that he is very determined.
Ist egal, ob es jetzt beim Kartenspielen ist oder beim Tischtennis oder beim Computer, gibt nicht auf.
What he really wants is to win a major. It's his dream, and therefore it's also my dream for him to get that.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. The future's not coming, it's already here. Join us and be the future.
Tear you down from your invisible throne. We can take your conviction. We are many one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to revolt.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Gaming Malta, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, Air Force, GG.bet, and ESEA.
Good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching from. The Pro League is back and this slew of Counter-Strike continues. The third and final map is Nuke, and I've got my Counter-Strike Brainiacs holding my hand through this whole operation, Chad Burchill and Henry Greer. You may know them as Sponge and Henry G. I'm Machine, and we are ready to talk about map 3.
Oh, we absolutely are.
That's a furrowed brow. That's a man that's ready to go.
I'm so ready, Chad. A bit of Nuke to close things out here. It's a bit of a specialist map for NAVI. It's been part of their pool, not for the greatest this amount of time, but more recently we're seeing it more and more a big event and finding some good results behind it. But as we said, Complexity, a more tactical team. They've been watching the demos. Do you think they're going to be ready for this?
Yeah, I do. And in the Pro League so far, Complexity actually played against Big. Nuke was one of the maps which they were able to pick up over there with a scoreline of 16-9. They had the luxury, though, in that matchup of starting on the CT side, as that was Big's map pick. So we have to knife in the third to decide, exactly who's going to be starting where. And look, if Complexity start on the CT side, I think they have a real shot in this map. However, if they start on the T side and Navi put up the wall, we get a blistering start from Simple and Electronic again, where both individuals had over 100 ADR within the first 5 rounds of the game.
Yeah.
Then I start to worry.
And if Katowice is anything to go by, I dare say Flamey is the best ramp player in the game right now.
Oh, that's right, the Galil Ace.
Yeah,
well, the Krieg as well.
Yeah, the Krieg as well.
So he hasn't turned up for 2 maps now. This is the 3rd decider. If he comes online, I'm gone for Navi. But if we have Perfecto and Flamey not turning up, Complexity can still take this one.
And actually, I'll build on your point, Chad. I also think another factor of it is just as the word Krieg came out of my mouth, I do think this map in particular is one of the biggest offenders for the damage you can inflict on yourself by losing those Kriegs and getting them to the CT side early.
That's a very good point. Look, there are a bunch of details which we all would have downloaded into our brains, and we probably won't forget them for some time, from Navi over there in Katowice, right? Boomich rotating lower, dropping that smoke, right? In towards Secret, he would use that time and time again. We've even seen him getting pop flashed into that. Flamey's the secondary rotator who comes on down to help him out. You've got the duo of Simple and Electronic as the caretakers of Yard, right? Simple's job is to help Yard at the start or be in that ladder position ready to rotate wherever he needs. And Electronic, normally out playing behind his own smokes, being quite a little gremlin. So, look, I'm trying to find a gap here that Complexity can look to exploit. It's going to be quite difficult. I think we might see a slow game with lots of late top hits with misdirection in there because they need to string this Navi roster out on their CT side. Or it might be a tough one to get through the wall of individuals. Who is looking better, let's be honest.
It's interesting to see Navi's first death wins. That is the Electronic and Simple effect. They're closing in on 30% first death wins. That's a stark contrast to most. Complexity, for example, were around 19. So you can really see that this is a team that, despite losing those early advantages, we've seen it in this series even, Henry, that when they get these early advantages, it's still not a guarantee.
I feel like they're inside their own heads a bit too much. It's just the presence. I can't really state this enough. When you've got Simple firing off on all cylinders, Electronic running around the map, everyone's inside their own head so much. You know they're going to be pushing around and you're just overthinking things. You're not feeling your own self and it can fall apart very quickly. I saw that a few times there, especially in those 1v2s, 1v3s that were going down time and time again. Nuke, though, I hope Complexity can step up because they're really going to have to here. They're a tactical team. They need all 5 players with the skill they have available to them. That potential needs to be realized.
And I mean, we will remind you one more time, if your friend just poked you on the shoulder, said, yo, check this out, some cool Counter-Strike, well, shout out to your friend. And B, this is it. Do or die, sink or swim. If you do not win this game, your chances of advancing to the next stage of competition disappear. It's down to Nuke. One map to rule them all.
And I do believe that we will have Complexity starting on that CT side after a successful knife campaign.
Starts with a Simple P250. They're doing it again. The Superman on the T side. Keep your eyes on that prize. He's taking it outside, of course, reminding you as well that with P250, you double your damage fall off. Those long-range fights, you've essentially got a FAMAS now in terms of how that bullet works at range. We do see Blame getting a little bit of information. He already is going to be tested quite significantly. A smoke towards Mini, but he punishes Perfecto. Straight up first death for their underperformer.
Yeah, Perfecto has been having a rough series thus far. We get into it now. Navi will be very happy with that, but over towards ramp is where their second port of call was to find an opening pick. Config's nade will land, it'll do a lot of damage, he'll even get a kill. And now we have a 3-on-5. We saw one of these lost just there over in Dust 2, but the roles were reversed. No, actually, it wasn't. This was the exact scenario.
Exactly like this, Chad.
Oh, 5-on-3 though, not for long. That's the bomb going down. Complexity. They fluffed the pistol on Dust 2. Surely they don't give this one up. A 4-on-2 situation. They've been battered and bruised. Rushed down to 4, but he swings up first. I don't mind this for Complexity. It does give a chance at the headshots though, but that should surely close things down here. Big kill from Obo. He gave that up. Blame F as low on the other side of the map as well. Certainly a risk as they swung through there, but I didn't mind it at all. The fact they just stopped them actually planting the bomb, getting anywhere near it or getting comfortable for some sort of of rebuttal on the T side. It's a nice work from Complexity, and they're going to find themselves with rifles, scouts, MP9s, and surely the eco for Na'Vi as they plan to get the AKs out in the third.
Look how much damage Electronic did in that pistol. 300 ADR, essentially. That's nearly 3 kills. You can see how close that dink was on the Glock. Must have been Blame F. Straight out. No, tucking in towards Secret instead. Squeaky.
This would be one of the milking nade situations you would assume here from Na'Vi. We can see that they haven't really invested into too much. There's no armor behind any of the individuals on their side, no utility to work off of. All they're hoping for here is that somebody offers themselves up to the god of Counter-Strike and gives them a free deagle kill to get the ball rolling.
God, human sacrifice freaks me out, man. Isn't it weird that we as people, for like hundreds of years, were just straight up killing each other because we thought some guy in the sky was not going to kill our crops if we didn't?
Weren't we throwing people off of like cliffs to prove if they were witches or not?
Oh, we did. No, we drowned them, and if they drowned, that meant they weren't a witch.
Well,
think about that one for a second.
I guess we proved it.
Wow, she's floating. She's a witch. I told you.
Well, Robo, for now, will be just getting the one. Not the best effort, I have to say, considering there's no armor there. But still, it looks like Poison's making up for the scout connecting, making light work of the unarmored Na'Vi players making their way towards ramp. Remember, it's not a bomb site. He can fall back if he takes a bullet to the face.
I just had a joke to do with the whole witch thing, so I'm going to pretend like we just finished
go on.
that.
Yeah, the witches
like,
and the drowning.
I'll be like, yeah, my ex-girlfriend couldn't swim. She's a bit of a witch.
Oh, okay. You see what he's done there.
I mean, I'm not sure it's worth revisiting.
No,
but I liked it.
But like
as an offhand remark,
yeah,
it would have got an exhale through my nose.
Yeah,
for sure,
okay, cool,
dude.
cool.
And that will be Config confirming it. Complexity pocket himself a nice $1,200 in the back pocket of Config with those SMG frags. We'll get to see that Poison S-Scout connection as well. Just making sure ramp is under lock and key. The second was the crucial one onto the god of Counter-Strike, as we described him in the same round. But now it's time for the real test.
I would hate being Na'Vi going into the first gun rounds, always like skimping on utility, especially from an in-game leader standpoint, because then I'm like, all right, guys, I need you to hit some shots this round.
What's the
please.
call? You can't Molotov hut, you can't do a take as of sorts, and woof, scary stuff. He will fly over the flames and now position himself to deal with anyone that's fancying Squeaky early. Flamey's there for now. This is the lineup I've been trying to get right. It's part of that wall of smokes. There they go, flying through the sky. And you will see that L shape of smokes arriving. It did look like an incendiary was thrown there to create a gap, and I'm not sure if it's worked out. But regardless, no Ts will be using them. I say that just as Electronic slipped the net all the way through to Warehouse. Flame looks like he's going to be checking this. It looks like he's positioning himself to check this as the smoke fades. Electronic has the advantage, but Blame still prevails. That surprises me. I wasn't so expecting that one to go the way of the CTs. Now Complexity, still 5 players are standing. They have conceded ramp room, and that's a very big miss.
Yeah, he actually connected. Boomage goes down to 51, and somehow, some way, he cancels back with the Krieg to the face. Actually, the AK-47, they go down towards lower. It's going to be Obo now, as he'll try and defend with the M4 in hand. They are swarming his position, good for 1.5. The dink is delivered. It gives him a fighting chance in the round here. Softens up Boomage for this MP9, which will be swinging around first. Boomage needs to be very careful as Config encroaches on his position. It's a be difficult one though. Has to pre-fire this, and Boomage got the angle, takes him down. That should be the round, as we'll see Simple chime in as well. Just Blame F remaining. No real look into the round, and this is going to be Na'Vi giving up the first 2, but we did say round 3 is where they'll bring those AK-47s out, and my God, have they ever worked.
Boomage again with the fragging. Fragging in-game leaders. So very many of them in the server tonight. And we're looking at Complexity's counterpart, saving his Krieg. He'll be saving that, of course. Can't buy it on the CT side. It is a T weapon, 1-shot, headshot, and a scope, which of course makes the defense really have a leniency towards that weapon and preserving it.
I'm curious if they will go for a buy behind this, because Blame F could drop the Krieg over to one of his teammates, or keep it for himself and drop an M4 over to one of his teammates. They have enough to scrape together a buy. It wouldn't necessarily be a full buy. It would be a serviceable buy. But look, the question is right now: do they want to go for a full-on game plan? Do they know that they need certain utility to deal with this T side of Na'Vi? And the answer is very swiftly a yes. But if Blame could find 1 or 2 kills with this, there is always a chance.
And this roof does seem to be only really seeing more action since the CT Kriegs came out. You can jump across those chimneys. Blame was just elevating over the smokes, it seems. For now, the outside smokes are on their way.
They certainly are, Alex. Being deployed now. Deeper outside smokes. Designed to take vision away from the main entrance area. Allow access towards garage or secret. Means you can close out angles close range to the T boxes. Stay as a pack, but wider. Not quite as channeled as you would be with the traditional smokes that lead you towards secrets.
Good nade damage, Perfecto. That landed right on his noggin.
So down they go. The Blame F. Oh, that's a good flash. Not really sure what's happened there.
Bit late.
Lads, I've got him. The flash is coming. Well, it doesn't really matter either way. No harm, no foul is what we usually say here. And we'll see the Molotov deployed nice and deep there. Toward the double doors, and Blame F, well, he'll be able to take Simple down.
It's a crucial frag.
They should be able to snowball lower now. They know where that saved weapon is. The fear should be a little bit less at this current juncture of the round.
Get a bit more loosey-goosey. Flamey, though, he could go down. Flame's got the perfect angle for that fight, and he will get a second frag.
Both are loose. Both guns are very loose right now.
That's a good point. Oh, a very good point. Config's going to retrieve it. There is no Kevlar. It's worth pointing out this will be 2 unarmored AKs heading towards the retake. And now the bomb's gone in. Two of them are partnered up on window side. No smoke, no kit. Surely no hope.
Surely, Alex. I like the way you've got some bated breath there, as we'll see Electronic and Config go toe-to-toe now. Config comes out on top.
He's done
and
it!
it absolutely is going to be enough here. They've pulled it off. Complexity managing to get the defuse in. He is sticking it with conviction, Chad. It looks like he's absolutely fine. I'll have the 10-second music enabled, surely. And there we have it. The defuse comes in as well.
That all started with the saved Krieg of Blame, right? He gets the kill onto Simple, then Flamey's lurking yard, doing his role, steps on out, Blame kills him as well. At that point, it's a 4-on-3 situation. Those AKs aren't picked up. Na'Vi take their time. Eventually, they get into the bomb site. And then Config, he gets 2. How did he get 2 in that door side? I'm not even sure. Like, look, the flash wasn't good enough. Boomich was able to turn away from that.
Yeah. But there was enough chaos going down that the crosshair of the second player was clearly misplaced. Huge from Blame as well. I think it's impressive that he didn't feel the need to rush lower site when he knew that there was a chance that that's where Na'Vi had committed. Instead, he stuck around and caught Flamey. Big stuff from the big man, Blame. 3-1. Puts Complexity in a real golden opportunity to take a lead. Blame's continuing. I talked about early CT Kriegs, and we're seeing great evidence to suggest that Na'Vi are being punished for putting this weapon in the Danes' hands.
Well, well, well. An opening kill. But they have been struggling converting these rounds. Blame F. He's got to do better than that. Given an opportunity for a freebie there. A couple of seconds. The window was open. And he can't find the shots required. He will be answered back there. Barely did any damage as well. 4-on-4. 1 minute on the clock here. CT defense. Still alive and kicking. They have incendiaries, flashbangs, and 1 smoke. The AWP poison as well. But Na'Vi looking to make their way towards the upper side. CT vent has been mollied. 3-1 for Complexity so far. Huge round. Both teams are broken financially.
Na'Vi running out of time. Name a more iconic duo.
30 seconds. It has to be ramp, I suppose. Or outside?
There's so much facility.
Going up.
Okay. 20. Config knife out from Perfecto. That's going to look a little silly.
Right down the vent.
I like that.
That doesn't look silly. This looks like 5D chess.
Okay, now the time left actually looks amazing because you'd assume they were going to go towards upper with that play. They've actually got down the vents. No one's even anticipated that being a play. You're going to struggle to even go for this one, Chad. You've got no utility left. You dumped it all towards upper. They've repositioned with the Kriegs, 3 of them. Na'Vi in the lower bomb site with Simple, Flamey, and Electronic, the hardest hitting trio in the team as well. This is going to be a difficult one. Surely impossible.
But Simple's gone. Yes. Poison with a chance for Complexity, but Electronic in a prime position for a multi-kill. Looking for the transfer, but trade from Obo is so fast, and Flamey yet to frag. This will be his first. Ooh. Does manage to evade Obo for the second, but the defuse is not going to be easy for him to avoid.
No time.
No time. Gets the frag.
Good
will
try.
not get out.
Wow, well that's called thinking on your feet, I would say.
Yeah.
It was looking woeful for Na'Vi. They were running out of time. They tried outside, they tried lobby, they tried ramp, they pieced it all together and it wasn't working out for them. They had to commit towards the upper bomb, so they traded out 1 kill, but the smoke was down. They saw the opportunity to get down the Venom. With 10 seconds on the clock, they make their way down. The bomb gets planted in the nick of time and the CTs had nothing to do with it. They were all towards upper, dumping their flashbang, their smokes, their molotovs. They were so convinced it was an upper attack and the money. We said it was in a difficult spot, but 2 players had around $5,000, so they have enough for 3 rifles, a pistol, and a scout. They've gone for everything here. It's a huge, huge round once again, and a boost behind the squeaky door. Orange boxes here. Flamey looking for any players transitioning across.
The problem I see here is not the buy that Complexity were able to string together, but more so the fact that Blame doesn't have a Krieg to defend that yard position with. In the last 2 rounds, even though they lost the previous, he did find some big kills and impact in that side of the map, so I'm not sure how they're going to be able to deal with it this time round.
It's a very good point. Now the advantage firmly on Na'Vi on those aim duels that can happen outside. Electronic just a quick jump to line up his Molotov and we'll get it set up on the secret stairs. Blame reveals his location with some of those tracers shots straight through the smoke. Lineup of that Molotov towards heaven. Could go hut though, and that would really mess Config's day up. Rush going for that close deagle, 2 body shots, just mashing his mouse 1 as soon as he has the center of mass in front of his barrel.
Are they waiting for Electronic to be able to come up the vent to help aid in this top split here? I think they are. So he's getting complete control of C. Oh, he's going for more.
Time 25. And here they go already. Config does manage to find a safe haven on that hut. This could be everything. This could be a whole lot, but still looks like a vent dive after all that. They're doing it again. Config's checking. Dink into Simple, just simply not enough.
This is surely where Na'Vi start to run away with the game. There was so much on the line with this round, and Complexity will have to save once again. A couple of M4s in the Scout. The lower bomb site, notoriously one of the most difficult to retake in the entire game. It's up there with Dust 2 B site, and we will see a 5-on-4. I should say 4 or 4-on-3 as the scout shot does come through. They find Boomage at the very least, but they need to hold on to these M4s most importantly.
Can we put our thinking caps on for a second?
I suppose we can.
This Na'Vi late squeaky to low sight play, does it require a shift from Complexity or simply just a case of not having the player low sight prepared enough for those late hits?
Well, that right there is misdirection on so many levels, right? The one that they did before where they were juking around, they showed their face top, they showed their face yard, they went ramp, and then went back to top. That is more because we were casting as it was indecision, right?
Yes.
Complexity are thinking the same thing. But in this scenario right here, with Electronic getting across to Secret, I thought what was going to happen was he'd get Secret, he'd just clear it out, and then he'd make sure nobody could rotate in through main. Instead, he's continued to move forward. My next thought is, okay, maybe they do a top split with him coming up the vent. But really, they're seeing which version, which rotation Complexity had gone for there. How have they rotated lower? Where is the player holding? And because there was no aggression felt by Electronic, they were able to just take that lower bomb site down the vent. I loved it. Everything about that round I loved.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Complexity are loving the situation they're going to find themselves in after this one. They've actually had 3 players down towards lower. We have Flamey watching the extremities in towards lobby. Config holding low up with the USP. He will do very well to inflict any damage with that position. Best of luck to him, though.
Obo's ramp with a rifle. That's pretty much their only hope. Wow. Electronics is so goddamn good. Krieg is only enhancing it.
You see, the thing is, we see it coming, whereas the player, Config on the other hand, he's sitting there, jiggle peeking, nothing. Clear, 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 clear. Next second dead.
Double peeking. Actually, Obo's done well to get that frag. He's kept it level. Bomb down, though, and I'm starting to get a little too trained. When I see that bomb plant lower, I just assume there will not be any more fragging, and this is exactly why, because they will, once again, concede.
Rush does need to try and find an upgraded weapon, though, so... Oh. Oh, there it is.
Blame's just shouting red, and now they can head towards T-spawn.
Hold up a minute.
Flame Dogger.
He's got ears.
And he's got a Galil, so he wouldn't be too afraid to go for a little bit more of a hunt, try and make things real awkward for Rush.
But look to his left. Oh. Oh. They're on the other side of the box from each other. Is he going to clear it? Is he going to clear it?
He's thinking about it. Oh my goodness.
Now you get nothing, my friend.
After all that.
Complexity came in looking so hot here on Nuke. NAVI stretching their legs as the rounds continue. They were the heavy favorites coming in. You saw the ranking coming into this game. Complexity ranked 30th, NAVI #1. And it might look like a close game right now. If you don't watch Counter-Strike every single day like we do, the T side of Nuke, that's where you're expected to get around 4 or 5 rounds, and that would be considered an okay half. The fact they have it so early on, after losing the pistol, suggests they're going to be running away with this second, or first half, I should say. We'll see what can be done with the Galils, Kriegs, and an upper execution here, and a final commitment.
Oh, Rush, he's so flashy, he won't be able to get the next, but Perfecto does fall to Config without too much more bloodshed. And oh, you rascal, he's actually got a read. Sitting in the smoke for now, not going to be moving too much further, but no, Simple's going to be leaving her. Oh, Simple. You really should not be allowed to hit those, but fast on the trigger and Config surprised. 3v3 then. Level even keel. Obo is an elephant. Descending to lower. He's done all of that very loudly, but perhaps by design. He wants Simple's eyes and ears drawn this way so that blame can come that way. Big work as a team to get that frag, but now from behind they come. Poison has a good idea. I think he's got the info, got the headshot, and another one to come in as well. 4 for Complexity.
Yeah, really nice stuff there. Great crunch towards the lobby. Blame F especially spotting the gap, managing to make his way through him. We saw Obo just getting that distraction towards the lobby as he comes around the corner there. Manages to get 2 kills, and Poison, lovely finish as well. It was looking quite good for NAVI with these simple frags coming through. Config, known to be an aggressive player, gets himself in towards that squeaky door, but Poison saving the day there, making sure they can tie things up at 4-4. So, money still available for NAVI. They're going to bring in 4 rifles here, Boomage on the MAC-10, and maybe a faster paced game. We're seeing flashes and Molotov being thrown towards it out of sight. Smoke's down as well. Flamey just getting himself a hole in the door just to make sure he can catch any players out crossing over towards main. Config, we saw him push it previously, this time on top of the hub.
Bit of a deviation from the norm here, putting Poison aggressive secret. Aggressive in air quotes. I still consider this the fact that his body is here to be competitive.
Yeah, it's quite forward. A chance for him to pick on up and clear that yard position and give that information towards his teammates. So we will see that deeper wall of smokes come back out from NAVI here as they'll...
Ooh.
Okay, there's a bit of a gap here, but it's not going to matter as Electronic will take the head off of Poison. Spam will come on through. He's going to get tagged on down, but they have mission success as the phase 1 of the NAVI T side is working.
This is a top hit. Or at least that's what I'm saying. That's what Complexity is saying. Config was saying no. Double kill.
And it's down to the 3-on-3. Obo trying to lock them in position. That kill might be enough. Simple, though, fights his way back, but the flank will be coming from ramp. It's Blame F and Obo applying the pressure, leaving Electronic in an impossible scenario here, or an improbable one, I should say. And we'll see just the Molotov, 19 HP, and he'll wait for any kills he can find.
He'll probably just save knowing Electronic.
Considering his loss bonus is going to be at 2,400 next round, he might as well, right? He's going to have an AK armor, Molotov, which is worth a lot more than 2,400 bucks, so, or 1,900 perhaps. I've lost track of it. It says 1,900. It should be. We'll see if it comes in.
Let's see if the Vlads have coded us a winner.
Yeah, it's 1,900.
There
so
you
it's
go.
the one coming up. It's always the one coming up next.
So next round, if they lose, they'll get 2,400.
There we go.
There we go.
We've worked it out.
We've solved it.
It's taken us 20 years, Chad, but we found it. We worked it out. No, it's just because this new money system where it has the variables of winning and losing, we don't have the full reset anymore. To keep track of it is a dark art itself.
Yeah, and you still managed to do it, Henry, more often than not. It blows my mind.
The thing that we have lost here is obviously obviously the ability to open the scoreboard ourselves as
Yes.
well, so we can't actually check
before
like
people
everybody
tell
else.
us that happens, we do it mentally
check
usually.
the scoreboard, man.
Yeah,
Sorry, dudes, we don't have a scoreboard.
We got our hands in our pockets.
It's all in my head most of the time, and that's not a great place to be. Let me tell you.
It's well, you could say it's complex, and well, complexity holding outside.
Outside smokes deployed, just an electronic hero AK-47 here, which could be enough, to be honest with you. Flamey at the Deagle armor, still with $2,000, and Boomich, he's got no health.
Nasty way to go. A wild, full spray, a magazine of Krieg bullets thrown through that smoke wall. Electronic the hero. Let's see if he can be set up by his team. Just take note of the spacing of Na'Vi. This is all conscious decisions. So if you're looking to learn, take a look at how they continue to maneuver Electronic into position, likely jiggling. Well, actually sending him in first. They do have Flame with the backup Kevlar. Should this rifle be lost, they'll be able to utilize it effectively with the backup Kevlar vest.
Yeah, right here, Obo's position is very passive. They want to play a sight crossfire. They want them to be the ones to initiate. You open the door, you break the windows, and then we'll fight you. They wanted to give them secret here. They didn't need to do anything else, and now the windows will be broken. That's the warning signal.
Already one out. Obo's going to get caught out by this. He's not acknowledging decon, and now it's going to be simple to find the frag. He did sneak out behind enemy lines.
Remember, one AK-47 and essentially an eco around that. They didn't invest much at all. Now the bomb's down. Simple. He'll be there with the Desert Eagle. No armor, but he does have position.
There's no way Na'Vi win this, surely. This partial investment. You can still see 3K in their bank, and now Flamey. Oh, I like that they're boosting him over for the elevated angle. And now just down to Perfecto. You call him a clutcher, Hank, but he's only got one frag so far in this round. He needs another 2. Does gobble up the flashbang, which enables the cross of poison. He's going to be responsible for the defuse. Blame to babysit.
Oh, if he had the door open, he's got enough. It could be enough.
Oh,
Could be enough.
Oh, he gets the defuse! Couldn't quite find the head. It was a slither of the body of poison. And now that's going to put 6 on the board for complexity. So close, though, to Na'Vi doing the impossible.
Wow, I thought he actually had that. There was a kneecap coming through, and there was a few shots fired off. I like the boost in the corner there. Gives you a bit more verticality. Look down the bottom of the steps themselves. Blame F, though, just desperate to try and keep the round alive. Then the defuse comes through, and complexity will extend their lead to 6-4. Now they are keeping Na'Vi on a relative leash here after conceding 4 rounds.
Feels very labored though, right?
Yeah,
they have
it
to
does.
work hard for every single round. But I'd say the same thing could be said for Na'Vi, talking about all these late round fakes that they're doing, keeping complexity guessing at this point.
So, outside we go.
BlameF has really been putting on a clinic on holding outside, and he's done it again alongside Poison. Simple Electronic, 2 of the hard hitters eliminated early. For the main smoke.
As soon as this expires from Blame, he's going to be in the open. So I would like to see him dropping on back now, but that flash is probably going to keep him sticking around, and he got the info.
He has a suspicion. Saw Boomich sneak away into warehouse. He's going to be Molotov'd out, and now this is terrifying. Nice work from Na'Vi, just forcing and isolating that duel. Obo to fill the gap. Not known to be an AWPer. He had a drop. Very divided, but I think he's made a right choice here. Oh, and allowed to get away, only just anticipating the push, and oh, it wasn't far off. Perfecto challenging as well. We've got some real surprise names on the AWP boys.
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing right there. The 2 newer, or the younger boys in the team. Hold up a second. Obo's making it work. Maybe he's an AWPer after all.
We'll see what he can do, Chad. The flashbang hits him right in the face, and so...
Oh, he lived with the nade?
He's got 4 HP.
I was like, how is he not dead? It landed on his doorstep, but now the bullets do it. It's Boomich looking to close things out. Complexity, keep the dream alive. There's time to recover the AWP. I don't know how that nade doesn't kill him.
Bit deep, Henry.
A little bit too deep. It can be a problem sometimes, but
same with the Molotov they threw in yard. It was a little bit too deep, but they're still able to take down Blame.
Yeah. 7. Are you, if you're Blame F right now, are you saying that's good enough? Like not that's good enough, but are you already starting to feel like you stand a solid shot on your T side?
No.
It needs to be significant versus Na'Vi.
You want 11.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah. I don't think that there's a number here that they should be happy with, right? Like, as many rounds as you possibly can. Because I think the Na'Vi CT-sided wall, if given a buffer, right? If Na'Vi gets 6 rounds on this T side, and even if they lose pistol, they're able to bounce back into the game. I start to get worried, but this is great by Complexity. They keep doing this.
Yeah, this is fantastic. You can't even attempt to go to secret here.
Wow.
They've done, this is what we're talking about, the preparation. But unfortunately, you can prepare as much as you like against Na'Vi. They have got the best players within their ranks, even with Galil's in hand, with massive gaps in the smoke and all the advantages you could possibly ask for. They will find a way through.
Yeah, that first kill from Electronic was everything. Poison's just going to be slamming his desk. They did everything right to completely nullify such a huge investment of Na'Vi utility. There's 3 smokes, flashes, Molotovs invested into that outside take, and still, despite them managing to mess it all up with their own incendiaries, it's over. Flamey will find the frag. 5 now for Na'Vi. They are getting back on their feet. Couple more rounds of this first half of our final map of the day.
I feel like they'll get it right now because $2,000 per player suggests the full eco. Great theory here, Chad, from the incendiaries being thrown, blocking all the smokes, but ultimately led to their demise.
Yeah, I'm just revisiting that. Look, it was right down to the details there because Na'Vi were actually throwing their own smoke wall that had a Molotov drop to make sure that their first smoke landed perfectly. It was the second one that they didn't account for there. And that, if they did, that would be a heavy amount of utility invested just for the wall.
That is a game of chess in itself out there. We are going to see Config dropping down the vents just for suggestion. He just wants to let them know there could be someone already down in that position. That's why he makes the clunky drop instead of hitting the ladder. Boomich has been taken to 57. He is currently working towards outside the looks of things, and Electronic is as well. Poison with the scout. This is just oh, actually, I beg your pardon. I assume they're eco on $2,000. They've actually fully invested it with Eagles, the scouts, and in terms of loss bonus, they get 1,900 next round. So they were bottom of the barrel in terms of loss bonus. That's why they had to invest this round. So it does make sense. It all adds up, but it's not a great time for this round to come through because you will be full eco if you give this one up, and that's going to lead you to a 7-7 scoreline against Na'Vi on Nuke.
Yeah, that's no fun for anyone other than, of course, Na'Vi. Full force by Desert Eagles to defend against the Kriegs, AK-47s, and a Galil. Stacked against North American international mix.
Doesn't sound doable, really, does it, when you put it that way?
It certainly doesn't, but crazier things have happened today alone. And here we are, the magic number. Once we get to about 25, Na'Vi tend to do something ridiculous, and off we go again. Incendiary towards CT vent. Will they drop? Will they commit? Rush stands his ground and wait for Config to fall, but already a double. And that's the bomb. 15 seconds, Obo's found the bomb. What do you do? What do you do? It's Blame trying to survive. Now Obo, 8 seconds. He's scarpering to try and find himself a way out. He'll only get the one.
Good effort. Great effort.
I'm going to be a little bit critical of him right there. I don't know why he didn't turtle up next to the Tetris box, right? He knew that he took down the bomb. He knew that there wasn't enough time to go lower.
I guess he thought they'd be running behind him in huts, and that's all he could really do. He obviously doesn't have the information we do. It's a very high-octane situation, but yeah, I guess he could have just turtled up. But one kill, it felt like enough, but the swing was coming in regardless, right?
And now the full eco to follow.
And this is where things start to fall apart.
Oh, I love that.
That's an easy one. We can have that.
You guys need to get your jump lines worked out.
I got it all sorted. It's all sorted, bro.
Done.
Sign us up. We're ready. Tap us in, coach. And if you did miss that, by the way, during what was essentially, I think, about 4 or 5 words, the round is over. Na'Vi converting the full eco, and we do see now round 15, our final round of this attacking half for Na'Vi, and they have got 5 of the scoped T rifle. Haven't seen many AWPs on Poison this CT half. He's been having to make sacrifices throughout.
Yeah, the money has been a bit of an issue for him. 9 kills to his name, not exactly dropping off because of it. Rush has, though, one of the riflers of the squad. 3 and 10 in a very close game here. Could be the difference maker. Flamey working with that Krieg. Every member of Na'Vi is at this point. Managed to find their way back into this half, looking to take it in the last round here.
Maybe this is the Astralis last round Krieg buy again, you know, like they know they don't have to worry about giving any up. They feel like they're all comfortable picking it up. All that extra cash as well, lots of reasons.
With the importance right here of this series, of this map, and the contrast of the group here, Na'Vi have to be feeling very comfortable with 7 T-sided rounds. Complexity have to be sweating.
Lots of pauses here from Na'Vi, just waiting out all of that CT utility. I say all of that, not much left. Config's done some great work from Hut. He's gonna have to do it again, but not today. Perfecto out Hut will not go unchecked, and already we're seeing the advantage for Na'Vi extended every step they take. And from behind, Electronics there to receive. There was a Molotov waiting, and perfect coordination and execution puts the win on Na'Vi. They will win the half, albeit by the smallest of margins. We'll see if they can close it out or if Complexity have got an attack of their own when we come back. Na'Vi Complexity, final half, third map, hot match of the day. Winner continues their dreams of ESL Pro League Stage 2. Loser puts their head in their hands. And well, that's exactly what Rush is doing. He heard the memo, don't touch your face, and he was like, screw you guys, I've got cool hair.
and he's your skin expert as well. So if you've got any facial questions, make sure you send them in his direction. Drink some H2O and get yourself ready for the next half here. As we get into it, it's going to be right down the middle, 8-7. Complexity switch over to the T side though, Chad. They're going to have to show us that tactical depth to stand a chance here, I would say.
Yeah, do you reckon Russia's got that toucher, or probably not?
Toucher, okay, moisturizer. I think you might do actually. Yeah. It's looking pretty tidy over there, if you ask me. As we get into round one of the second half.
Okay.
Molotovs, smokes, any PD50s out there suggest they won't go outside.
CZ.
Oh, a simple CZ for Hut. I like that.
He's been doing this a lot. He loves that CZ CT side. Where are they off to? Vent dive, perhaps. Where's that bomb? Back of Poison. First two in to clear it out. Perfecto does tuck in towards Shadow. Ooh, back and forth, a 1-for-1. No complaints from Complexity. Now perhaps they start to whinge and whine because Rush has gone down and Blame is on somewhat of a dank flank. May not be prepared for the CT vent player though, and Flamey did catch a bullet. Now he's got a good adjustment, and he knows where Simple is as well. Config pushing in will finish off the damage onto Flamey, and Complexity, the bomb is still not down. Poison went down, and the bomb just got scooped up by Oboe, excuse me, to make it happen.
Simple and Boomage now to reclaim the bomb site, and that's a good start. Maybe a few too many bullets used, but still looking okay. They've got a lot of work to do. Blame F waiting in the vents here. Config towards Shadow, just hoping to whittle down this clock. CT's made the way through. This is the kill that really matters, and he really does a good job there. But it's Simple now, left in the 1-versus-1. These go for the full-up defuse here. Does Config hold his nerve? It's Blame F, I beg your pardon, but it will be a fantastic shot from the USB to close things out, and it will be Complexity picking things up.
I've seen this one many a time before, boys. You know what happens? NAVI force buy.
Win the
NAVI
round.
getting a force buy cycle. They find themselves 4 or 5 rounds down in the start of the half. We think that Complexity have a chance to win. Eventually, Simple gets the AWP in his hands. They pick up a Krieg or 2, and then they close the game out in probably a 16-12 fashion.
I have to say, it does sound eerily true.
Yeah.
I've seen it with NAVI especially, time and time again. They always love going for this force, right?
Missed the old smoke there towards main entrance. Boomage will be fine for now. Happy to sit behind the flames. So 4 MAC-10s, a single Krieg. What is the approach here from Complexity? Focusing their efforts to outside, potentially get down towards Secret, keep those close-range battles going. They've opted for more utility. They're a tactical team. Those are the outside smokes. Don't necessarily have to go out with them. They just want to force rotations here. Going to send one player down with a Molotov towards Secret. And that really hasn't worked out too well.
Good start. It's a fantastic start for Boomich. He's holding that tight line and does force out more utility, but heading towards ramp, and already Simple does manage to position himself where he needed to be. He disappears up the ladder as Oboe arrives to check it. A reminder that there is a Krieg in play. That's Poison. 3 MAC-10s. Still everything pointing towards Complexity's advantage here. Blame F, his timing on these outside flanks have been so good. However, Perfecto close quarters gets 1.5. Softens him up for the Simple scout, but now Simple has been softened up himself, down to 43, 3v3. And the nade is perfect from Oboe.
It absolutely is.
Looks like a heat seeker.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to help him out too much, though. Ooh.
Poison. 1 HP.
I don't know which way this round's going. If this kill comes in for Blame, it should be enough now. 2 versus 1, Blame F. With it all to do, he's holding towards heaven right now. I'll have to play like a god at this stage. The bomb's down. It's ticking away. The defuse comes in. There are no kits. He makes his way through. And that is going to be it. You're right. As there's absolutely no chance of winning the round. He's looking to make sure he closes things out. They make the round very expensive on the CT side here, but he gets a Krieg.
Now, watch NAVI force buy again.
You're probably dead on there. The fact they've saved a Krieg, the shotguns might come out here, the Nova for Simple, perhaps. That's normally what happens here. I bet he gets the Nova. Come on.
He does, like, he's got a bit of a penchant for the shotgun.
He's the only player really bringing it out.
There we go, MP9. Here, the buy's coming in. So then they lose this round. Then they have to take a save.
So shotgun for Simple. I got the shotgun wrong, but it's the auto shotty.
Where's he taking it? Up the ladder or straight to ramp? Okay.
Oh, I like this, though.
Interesting choice. Is he going Secret with that?
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, that works. See what Complexity are going to be bringing into this one, though.
This here, Alex, what you're seeing them do by getting up on that position, I don't know what you guys call it. I forget what we called it back in my team. Reverse, I think we named it.
Reverse,
I don't know why we named it reverse. I'm pretty sure we called it reverse. That position right there is a traditional position you'll see teams take when they think they're going up against a lobby crunch from pistols, right? Because you have the elevation, you're also able to pivot and help everybody else out. Have one guy passing towards lobby. So maybe for Complexity, they don't expect the full buy coming out of Navi here that we can see.
Flamey looking to hold ramp with his MP9. Of course, hold, bit of a strong word. It will be more of a early warning system. And, well, Electronic is the one to react. He's smartly getting away from that one. That's nice.
That was fight or flight. Could have gone for the full spray there, the commit and play, but I don't think that would have worked out for him. This is going well for Flamey so far. The auto shotgun, they've gone past him, and he knows that he's got the bomb down. It's a simple shotgun as he brings it into a 4-on-2 scenario. 30 seconds remaining as well. Knows there's one on the ramp. Damage towards Obo. Maybe outstays his welcome there, but still does significant damage to the young man. 25 seconds remaining. They have to go towards lower. Blame F knows it, but he has threaded the needle down towards the vent. Should be a guaranteed frag here, but Boomich has read it well. Absolutely eviscerates him as we find ourselves in a 3-on-1 for Obo. There's surely no chance. He'll have to make noise. He has to try and get this bomb down, and Boomich will deny everything. It's a fake run at that. Good effort, but Boomich steals it away. What a deagle headshot that was towards Blame.
Blame is always behind Navi. He's clearly doing something right, but Boomich just laughs it off, shrugs it off with his Desert Eagle, and Navi do break Complexity with this force buy.
You can see how much pressure Boomich was under, right? Because he was looking in both positions, having to get the timing to go his way. The fact it did, that's one thing. Hitting the shot, that's another, right? A Deagle one tap, I'm sure we've all had plenty of those when we were playing deathmatch or a matchmaking game or something. To hit it in this kind of a high-pressure environment, good stuff to Boomich.
Very nice indeed. And that might be enough to just light the lead for Na'Vi. They've only got Deagles and armor.
Simple with the most powerful gun available in his arsenal, and he's making very light work of it. We're going to see the first couple of kills come through, and maybe a couple more, Alex.
Yeah, these Kriegs just shredding. He's got that spray read, though. He's just so comfortably spraying away. Not even having to tap. Most people reside themselves to tap when scoped in, but
hello.
Talking of taps, Blame one tap into Simple. Does manage to get one into the kneecaps as well.
Is the Deagle headshot the most rewarding kill in the game, you reckon? Or is it the USP on pistol?
It's up there.
USP, one-on-one, one tap.
Okay.
When the bomb's down.
Feels pretty nice.
That's when you close it out. And they peek their head over a sandbag or something, you pick it off. You make it look stylish. You've got plenty of time to defuse. I think that's the best.
That is some ballsy pushing from Boomich. And they will preserve both Kriegs. CT Kriegs working wonders on Nuke again. Quick recap for you. This was the second kill. This is what I'm talking about. This is spray control. That's a headshot, by the way. That's a headshot.
It's so sick to watch, like, the fact that the player's actually done a backflip up there because the game can't keep up with how quickly he's killing everyone. Shouldn't be possible, but of course it is. Blame F, 103 ADRs so far. His average damage has been exceptional, but it's not quite enough to give them the lead just yet. 10-9 as they take the full eco, $2,000 per player. Lost bonus will be coming in at $2,400 next round, so they have to take the full eco here. Hopefully they get the bomb down, very difficult to happen on Nuke, but let's see what they can do. Perfecto, Boomich, making light work of them, I have to say, and here comes the Desert Eagle as well. Just one Glock and no kills found. Perfecto takes the most damage, 3 kills for Boomich, and a very clean one for Na'Vi. Looking closer and closer to series victory here. Rush is still on 3 frags. It was about 20 minutes ago I noticed that.
He's had a quiet. I was going to say game, but I think maybe series, actually. Let's double check.
So's Flamey as well. He's only got 7 kills.
Bringing up the overall frag and total chart.
There he is himself. Rush major champion. Now finds himself playing in Complexity. A player that was in a little bit of a tough spot for around a year after the major. Didn't seem to find himself within a team that really made sense. His role was undefined as the game developed. We weren't really sure where he'd end up. Brought into Complexity to bring that veterancy, that power, And so far in the third map, he hasn't delivered, but there still is time on this T side. He's known for his entry frags, and we'll have to start stepping things up at this point as we get into round number 21. Complexity on the back foot as Na'Vi look to close out the series.
Veterancy, velocity, and venom from Rush. And I'm not talking about that terrible movie. Blame, he's about to meet Simple. And he's not looking the right way. The perfect flashbang. This is a common setup from Na'Vi. And Simple once more. He's going to throw his own flash this time, trying to bait Config in. And oh dear.
Very greedy, but you can't argue with Simple's decision-making at this point.
You really cannot. Oboe spotted by Electronics Jiggle, and we'll take a little bullet to warn him of that. So just to kind of note, this is something we saw a lot from Na'Vi's CT side. It's a very common setup. You said Electronic and Simple hold outside, but the nice setup they tend to do once or twice a half. Simple goes secret fast, Electronic sits by box, and will throw those flashes when they suspect this player's setting up by red.
Oh, I even telestrated that one.
Yeah, I think that's how I know it.
I just had a flashback. Like,
yeah.
Wait, I did do that.
Yeah.
I think it's pronounced Katowice, guys, just to be clear.
Yeah, Katowice.
Then Dobre Katowice. The atmosphere here is electric. Shout out to Sean Charles.
That was improbable. Let's get into the round.
This
Rush.
one is improbable.
Yes, indeed. Well, the bomb down, and that's only his 4th kill. I don't think he'll be doing much with this, I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to hype it up just yet, but we'll see how it develops. Flashbang to the face only hinders his efforts further. We are going to see the bomb there, but still no chance to plant it. This is all in vain, really. If anything, he's just...
Don't die after the time, whatever you do.
Yeah. He'll still get the 4th stage loss bonus, which is 2,900. But Na'Vi seem like they're in a bit of cruise control right now. Simple lighting them up at the start. The double spray down. Could have fallen back there. 5-on-3 could have got out of there. Of course, stayed for more. But they still win the round. So
they got 3 Kriegs now?
Yeah, they do. Which is quite good, actually.
Yeah, 5 is the best.
5 is the best.
3 is like more than half.
Yeah.
They haven't
pretty good.
Have you noticed that we haven't really seen a Na'Vi orbital nuke whatsoever so far? Like, it's just been just straight up rifles.
Yeah, don't need it.
Don't need it.
I like that approach.
Me too. A nuke is such a nimble. You need to be able to nimble, right? You don't want to be a scenario where I can't help you in this retake. I can't get down the vents. You got 5 amazing world-class rifles here. The AWP not required, certainly situational, and will work for some teams. But Na'Vi doing very well so far. Up against just PD50s. CZ and a Deagle here. Shouldn't be much to write home about.
Good timing from Flamey on that.
Oh, someone just... Perfecto fell from the heavens. And he's not an angel, but he's on Hellraisers.
Fallen angel. Lucifer. Simple is the devil double. Poison does manage to connect him with the P250, but I'm afraid that's going to be just a case of preservation with that Krieg. Electronics already... Oh, he's actually anticipating
Electronic has no idea. Poison heard this because he heard the scope.
And now he can punish Boomich. Now look to trade into Electronic. He's just so damn quick. Quick adjustment of his crosshair. Round 1 by Na'Vi. Saying that, playing effort will go down, and so now just down to Oboe, who is, well... alone, isolated, uncomfortable, as are we all.
Well, yeah, Trace is saying I was born alone, I'll die alone. So I guess Oboe's probably...
Were you born alone?
Well...
It's usually quite
a medical team.
It's kind of a team effort, actually. Yeah.
It's a whole operation.
Well, you have to... What we're saying is...
I get what he's saying.
It goes a bit deeper.
Yeah.
But you're right, there is... definitely one other person involved.
Certainly.
And I don't know if you necessarily die alone either. Like, I mean, I don't plan to die alone. I plan to die, you know, surrounded by my loved ones that I've slowly, over the many years that I've lived, created relationships that mean that they're sad when I die.
I'm trying to push mine away. So your approach seems a little bit different to
yeah,
mine.
I want to feel another human being caring about me as much as, you know, I'm capable of caring about someone.
Okay, well, that's a unique take, and I'm sure we can speak more about that in the drive home.
Yeah, let's do it. For now, we are going to be seeing the initial exchanges of utility. A fast Molotov towards main in exchange. Blame actually wants to accelerate. He wants to go down those vents. Where is Rush with that bomb? Because Blame's already making a whole lot of space. He is going to be taking it outside. I wonder if he's going to commit with the bomb walking there. It does seem like the rest of his team are going to be setting him up. This is feeling quite Na'Vi-esque. Swap Electronic for Blame, and you've got yourself the outside take. Will they go main on this one? Up fence.
Oh, we like this, Chad. We always enjoy this position. It's always a bit of a crowd pleaser. It's slowed down the efforts towards Secret, but only good for the 1 kill. They're starting to show a bit of discipline, a bit of restraint now on the Na'Vi side, not absolutely swinging for the fences in every single encounter. So they are going to reel it in. They know they're down towards lower. Complexity have been out right here. They don't have the resources to even consider falling back. They have to go down lower. This is, in my mind, a guaranteed 100% round for Na'Vi. There should be no way.
100%. And last time we said, surely Config had a mad one.
Logic dictates that
presumably
this should be improbable. That's all I'm saying at this stage. Is Flamey will be hopefully shutting this one down as I put my reputation on the line this one. We'll see Electronic working towards a round from an Obo. He does look like he's in a bit of a naughty position here. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, I'll be honest with you. 2 on 2 here. Na'Vi's done to give it up. 25 seconds now. They have no resources, remember. That's what we were talking about. But still, of course, it will be a complexity round as Perfecto left in a 2 versus 1. Some way, somehow, they've made this one work. They still need to plant the bomb, which they will do. Good grenade to soften him up. Config surely taken down with a swing. It barely does any damage, though. First kill comes through. He's over the clutching, but he can't pull it off, and his complexity out of nowhere. A round that seemed impossible. They managed to find double digits, and I eat my words, and a big slice of humble pie.
Yeah, let me get you a knife and fork for that. That's insane. Look at this from Config. Using that gap in the doors from the initial spray, this duel was kind of where the round was won. Admittedly, Obo was the one with the lion's share of the fragging. And that kill onto Electronic's descent of ramp, just the timing was sweet.
Can we come up with a code if the door has a hole in it like that?
Yes.
Let's call it Batman.
Batman?
Yeah, I remember when I'd eat my salami, I'd bite into it and make a mask.
And that was a bat.
And I'd hold it up and I'd be like Batman.
That's adorable.
This was...
last year?
Yeah, last year, actually. My 30th birthday.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That must have been fun. Oh, he's Batmaning again, guys.
Oh, now I've remembered what I did for my 30th birthday. All right, hold on. This is the hot match. Let's focus on this one.
Gamescom.
You're at my place, man.
Yep. what a birthday
you guys
that
not
was.
sick of each other yet?
What a great time that was. It was a great birthday.
For another time. Simple is going for the fight, trading immediately as he pulled the trigger, and Obo lingering in the smoke has found it looks like a guaranteed 11th. Flamey is on the low side, and we do see that majority of complexity are all starting to congregate towards that A site. Bomb will be going down thanks to Config's best efforts. And yeah, well, Flamey, just a matter of time here. Looks like Poison should find him. Ooh, spots him.
Didn't say necessarily would, but it is going to be Flamey to survive this time. AK-47 picked up, money low. Na'Vi were in cruise control, but now everything's starting to break down.
Yeah, they're careening off the A14 now.
Flamey now will be holding strong with the AK. Do they want to invest any more players to try and take him down? The resources have been a problem on the T side. They've had to fight tooth and nail even to get themselves in a position where it looked likely they could come back into this game. They've done it, but Obo, he still wants a crack at it, but does work out. The call has been come through that obviously he's been tagged up, and the Glock headshot is delivered effectively. 21 kills for Obo.
This is starting to feel a little scary for Na'Vi. Yes, it felt like cruise control, and I think we all could see that Na'Vi were poised to run away with this game. But it does seem that that one impossible, improbable, all of the descriptive words that Henry regurgitated as the 2v4 was locked in. But Obo, with 3 kills, managed to secure complexity with this impossible round. Flashing topside, they're going in on this. They've got Mac 10s. I'm feeling frisky, and so is Config. He's feeling real naughty. Into the site now. Dinks, Perfecto's only going to get 1, and complexity should have 12 in a matter of seconds.
Hold on, Alex.
Oh, no.
Hold the phone.
I've done it again!
It's actually falling apart here. You've done it this time. It's 1-1 on the caster table. Shad, do you want to have a go?
I don't even know where half of those kills came on in just then.
Remember that Simple?
Woo! That's absolutely nuts. He holds towards main entrance and the lobby, then swings around, takes the bomber down. Electronic and Simple just slam the dumpster door shut.
That was 4 between the two of them.
Yep.
Perfecto got the first to open things up, and then these two, the Bash brothers, they went, that's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
Just after I finished my monologue about Na'Vi getting derailed by a Complexity hero round, they have one of their own.
Oh dear, well, there's something to fight for right now as Group B is split wide open.
Oh,
both teams definitely need this victory if they want to have any chance in getting out of this group. Things are getting very, very messy. We'll dive into that a little bit more tomorrow as Complexity dive down secret and they want to accelerate to the lower bomb site.
So much noise for Flamey to process and communicate. He does have Simple in support. Watching towards Decon. Simple takes a nade and a bullet in quick succession. Now the Molotov arrives. Complexity heading in good stead for this inner sight. The flashes are going to catch Boomich playing on the edge of the smoke, but they frags are coming in thick and fast.
It's insane what's going on here on Nuke so far. This is where Complexity should be able to confirm things, but if this game is anything to go by, maybe not. He just gives himself up. Perfecto realizes he's made a mistake there.
Watch the adjustment from Na'Vi now. They have to have somebody as an early warning system in secret to delay that, right? Because what they're doing is they're just trying to hold them in the doors, and when they come out, set up these janky crossfires to take advantage of the chaos. But you can see all that utility coming out from Complexity. This is the nade that came on through to kill Simple. Look, Config was definitely not planning on having the nade land there. It's Simple had pushed on forward, it got caught under his feet. But I do believe that when we see Na'Vi get back on guns, they've gone for a force buy. What on earth are we witnessing?
Oh, it's a Simple AWP. That's enough for them to be believers. And Electronics lost half of his health.
They want to make it interesting. They want to give us every single round possible.
This has got overtime written all over it.
It does. I was about to say the same thing. But the way the Electronic and Simple are playing right now, you can't really argue with the results they're finding with these pistols and SMGs. Lots of damage inflicted, though, towards Electronic. M4 in hand. They've got 3 smokes, 2 incendiaries, no kits. Complexity have done very well at exploiting some of the holes in the defense here. Rush keeping his head held high. 5 and 22 right now. Not numbers we're used to seeing from him. Smokes towards outside. Similar to the Na'Vi approach. Different variations of this setup, and for now, just one player outside. The in-game leader, Blamev, trying to look for any information that he can relay to his teammates for their cue to execute towards either up or a ramp. Looks to be the form-up. And here we go. Nade goes in. Perfecto to strike first.
Oh, you can see the fingers of Obo. Can't get his weapon out in time, but Obo still lives to fight another day. Flamey's frag, however, was permanent. Rush will be watching as round 27 transpires. Perfecto does eventually get his frag as Grey Screen Poison walks in.
Him.
And this is just chaos. As finally the dust settles and the fragging takes a short hiatus, we will see a 1v2 for Blame, but Simple from Heaven, he descends and secures 15.
Well, Chad, it all worked out for
them. They
did
it. They get away with it again.
It shouldn't work, but it does. And it does because the players on this Na'Vi side are so goddamn scary. Simple as 1 kill away from 30 frags to his name. We've got Boomich up there on 20, Electronic on 22, Perfecto with 17. This is his best map of the series so far. And now they're 1 round away from keeping their Pro League hopes alive. We do have all the teams from all the groups playing tomorrow simultaneously for Group A and Group B to work on out who's going to be coming on through. But right here in the last round, or potentially the last round, it's going to be a bit of a misdirection wall of smokes as Blame probably wants to round the corner into main.
Blame, main, Perfecto, insane. A double kill. And this one is all said and done. Flamey confirms it. It will be Na'Vi taking the series and keeping their hopes and dreams of an EPL Season 11 Stage 2. Complexity dreams dashed, but so goddamn close across a 3-map series. They, of course, took 1. Dust 2 wasn't too bad, and we're going to be talking all about it when we come back.